Discovery.
Hello and welcome to Cutting Through the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben. I'm joined by the self-proclaimed guru, Gaz Vincent, who I can already see is levitating slightly above his chair by flapping his buttocks furiously together.
Hey! Don't be jealous of my cult, Ben. Hi, I'm Gaz. Yes, you can join my cult at as you brought it up.
No. Can I introduce Mike first?
www.com/spotlight/mindfuck. Thank you. Sorry, Mike.
I'm Mike. I'm Gaz's acolyte.
He's already been seduced by promises of power.
I don't want to hear you mocking the great leader.
Oh God, this isn't going to go well.
If you're a follower of our Facebook page, by the time this episode is released, you will have seen the infomercial I've recorded. And you'll know this is all legit and above board, and yeah, I look forward to receiving your donations.
Wise words, leader. Wise words.
Settle down.
Hey, I want first pick of the concubines.
And the drugs, no doubt.
Well, you're definitely in line above Ben, who introduced me as a buttock flappering charlatan.
Yeah.
So, shall we introduce the show?
Yeah, today we're going to finish off the banking crash and conspiracies thereof. A bit more conspiracy orientated this week because it was all my stuff. I'm not looking at fractal reserve banking, but Mike's going to do it. I'm going to look at conspiracies about it.
I didn't really.
Fractional reserve banking is the conspiracy.
Yeah, but it's not as fun.
This has been one of those subjects where I just sit here and try and look like I'm not completely lost and baffled.
Yeah, it's because of the word economics. I mean, it puts everyone into a stupor. But that's what they want. That's the conspiracy.
It's true, Mike.
Is it the greatest trick ever pulled?
It certainly is.
I'm financially illiterate. That is a fact. I don't know where my money goes. They definitely give it me every month.
Well, at least you
I
know where
definitely
it comes
run
from now, after last week.
Well,
A bit.
Some of it.
Sometimes, you know, I'd like a bit more money to come from donations.
Yeah,
So,
when you're buying all them drugs and weapons and get your compound in some shitty
Hey,
third world hellhole.
That is
going.
worst case scenario.
This is where it's going to end up.
It's a digital cult. It's for the modern age. I don't like all this negativity. And you brought it up, so that's the last time I'm going to bring the cult up till the next time I bring it up.
Fair enough. Should we start with weird news then? If it's your first listen, then we do weird news for sort of 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how quickly we drink beer and how much I need to go to the toilet.
Welcome.
Welcome to the podcast that made some bloke go, they made me ashamed to be British, they did. Which I fucking love that.
Good luck to that guy. Hope he's out there.
Yeah, he also called for the UFO community to boycott us.
Yeah.
That was also fun.
Yeah, well, you know, no, I'm not going to go down that road. I was about to insult an entire community, which in this day and age, today's climate is not encouraged. So, yeah, we're all inclusive. We're an all-inclusive podcast, aren't we?
We are.
Good. What are we talking about?
Fake news.
Oh, yeah.
Weird news.
Weird news. Weird news. Sorry, fake news is the previous
Well,
episode.
it is fake news as well. Robertson blames school shootings on Obama, lesbians and witches.
Oh, well, obviously. It's obviously that well-known alliance of Obama, lesbians and witches.
Who the fuck is Robert?
Pat Robertson is an evangelical TV host.
And hopefully, judging by his advanced age, he'll be dead soon.
Yeah, he looks old as shit.
He's the guy that's like, children should be beaten until they respect Christianity, kind of sort of right-wing lunacy televangelism that you often get.
Well, I think children should be beaten to respect other things, not necessarily Christianity. Like, they should be beaten to respect my authority. That's a joke.
And this is how the cult's gonna go.
No. So yeah, what's he been saying? Is he taken seriously by anybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, for fuck.
Millions of people.
Oh no, he's influential.
Yes.
Oh, what's he saying then?
Televangelist Pat Robertson said that Americans had brought school shootings on themselves. The Obama presidency allowed foreign religions, witchcraft and lesbianism into the White House, said Robertson on the 700 Club. We turned our back on God and now we see evil like school shootings.
Robertson's views were shared by other Christian fundamentalists. What's the difference between these fuckers and the Taliban or ISIS or anything like that?
Well, that's it.
What's the difference?
There's no difference.
How can you have a far-right pastor?
It freaks me out because I'm not a bright person, and I could see that it's nothing to do with morals and to do with, like, you know, availability of guns, surely.
I would think that's a contributing factor.
And the crippling economic depression on the normal American people.
There is that too.
50% are underneath the poverty line now.
Yeah, but that wouldn't encourage me to go and shoot up a school.
Can they afford a gun?
That's another valid point. Why are they spending all their money on guns then if they're below the poverty line?
It's quite, you know, I think you got to be pretty middle class to spend your money on an AR-15. I don't know. I don't know how much.
I wouldn't know how much it costs.
I'm
Got
sure
me
you
a
can
few
get them on
$1,000,
hire.
I'd have thought.
Yeah, I'm sure you can get them on hire purchase as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Like washing machines.
Yeah.
Oh, you just imagine popping down to Bright House. Yeah, I'll have that 50-inch LCD TV. How much is that? 12 quid a week. How much is that military-grade assault rifle, mate? Yeah, I'll have that too. Throw that in.
Oh, the rocket launcher as well.
I'm afraid you need a utility bill on you. You know, have you got a letter addressed to you or something like that?
That's not a problem.
Oh, fine then, yeah. Here you go.
You go to a gun show and you get it for, you don't need anything.
You don't even need your letter
No.
from MEB. MEB, do they even exist? No, I'm a British Gas. What the fuck?
Can I tell you what the far-right pastor Rick Joyner blames school shootings on?
Oh, please.
When prayer was removed from our schools, I believe that was the beginning of the gate of hell. Many gates of hell that are destroying our youth, our families, said Joyner. That had provided a hedge of protection for our students. When prayer was removed from school, we basically said, God, we don't want you in our schools. And he said, okay. He also claimed the infamous Columbine school shooting had opened a gateway to hell.
Oh, jeez.
Well, does that mean that that's why demonic possession's on the rise?
Well, how does he?
It's all tying together.
How does he explain all the schools that haven't been shut up? Because I bet there's loads more of them.
Yeah, it's just...
Isn't it? I mean, I know a lot of schools get shut up, but I'm sure there's a lot more that
Of
there hasn't
course.
been mass shootings at. Like
Yeah.
millions more.
The number's rising though.
Yeah, but
That number's going to meet in the middle
it's
somewhere.
Still a pretty big trade.
I am encouraged by the youth in America, though, and all this protesting with the guns.
Yeah, good on them.
Yeah.
They're actually getting somewhere, aren't they? Some
3,000 schools,
Mm.
and they held they did like a 17-minute silent walk in protest.
Has anybody got a lighter? Sorry. I'm breaking up the rhythm of the podcast. This is the rhythm of the podcast.
So there you go.
We smoke joints.
I just tend to derail things.
We end up singing crappy tacky dancey explosion music instead.
Maybe David Hasselhoff the other week.
Excellent.
But yeah, so Pat Robinson, madder than a box of frogs.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
we're great.
I know you said he's influential and has millions of listeners or viewers, whatever he has, but I'm trying to be positive. I'm sure there's like fucking way more that don't listen to him and know. And do you know what I mean? I'm sure he's
There's
not
enough.
Yeah, but fuck it. Like, anyone listening to him, oh God, I don't know. I'm just not thinking about it. It's quite scary.
Alright, we'll
These
move on.
bits of America scare me. I love America, but these bits, thinking about, it's not so much to him, he's just a charlatan, Mr. Robertson, trying to make his money. It's the people who follow him and love him and believe him
And give him their money.
and go, yeah.
He's a bit like a cult leader.
Yeah, in many ways, he's a cult leader.
Moving on.
Gangsters kidnap medics and force them to vaccinate poor residents.
Oh, they're like the modern day Robin Hood.
Yes.
Fantastic, they're like the 18.
Yeah.
Brazilian
That's
drug
excellent.
traffickers are said to have kidnapped 2 nurses and forced them to vaccinate poor favela residents against yellow fever.
Well, why
Wow.
not? As long as they're not reusing the syringes for anything.
I was just about to say, not that I know this might be a bit dark, but I hope there's not a bit of this story missing where those nurses were, you know, sort of brutally raped before
No.
they were
No.
forced.
The
to be
nurses,
vaccinated.
the nurses said the kidnappers were not aggressive
Oh.
and that they were taken back to work afterwards, while the military and civil police said they were not called during the kidnap.
Do you get the feeling this might have been a bit of a fake kidnapping?
No, I think they were just, you know, gentlemen with machine guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you like to maybe bring some of their medicine and put it in some of their poor people, you know, so I don't have to shoot you in the head?
Yeah, maybe.
Easy.
He put his gang in line. This is the one of the kidnappers, and they were all vaccinated against yellow fever.
He's an asshole, but he organised the public service.
Told you.
That was from the former Environment Minister Carlos Mink.
Say it in a Mexican accent.
Brazilian, Portuguese.
Did you hear the accent I just did? It's generic. South American.
They do speak Spanish.
Where?
Excuse me.
Oh, in Portugal it's
Isn't it?
in Brazil it's Portuguese, yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Most of it's Spanish though, isn't it?
No, it's Portuguese.
No, most South America.
Most of it is.
His name is Carlos. He has to talk like this.
There's not a lot of difference between Portuguese and Spanish.
There you go.
No, there isn't.
So
No.
my accent and impression
It'll do.
wasn't that racist. He's an asshole.
Why does he sound like Captain Burrito though?
I only can do so many voices.
I feel let down.
Oh, fuck you. So far you've insulted my cult. Business venture, sorry. And now I'm what did you call me? A disappointment.
No, I didn't say you were a disappointment.
Oh.
I was just disappointed you're going to use so many Spanish voices.
Can you believe this? Now there's a £2,000 reward for anyone who has information about this guy's whereabouts. There's a bounty on his head.
Yeah, but the point he was anyway. He's a drug trafficker.
Yeah, but then them drugs are expensive, them vaccines.
Yeah, but this is obviously for this act, isn't it?
So
Well, yeah, but I mean, he already had pretty multiple bounties on his head. What's another
Well, it's
one?
gone up. It's gone up then.
And how gutted were you as you're one of the poor people? You think somebody's giving, the local gangster's coming around with a needle. He's giving me one last big blast of heroin so I go out feeling great and like, well, it wasn't heroin.
What do you mean I can't get yellow fever
It
now?
was
That
what? A vaccine? I want to get high. He's one of the biggest gangsters in the country.
You're the biggest drug trafficker in the country. You're coming around and give me a fucking vaccination against yellow fever.
What a chemical cocktail.
Well, the guy did say he's an asshole.
I was looking forward to them fever dreams.
I wanted to get high.
Yeah, the fever dreams are the only thing keeping them sort of happy, weren't they? Than on the drugs.
They call that prison TV. Just close your eyes. Oh. Oh man, £2,000 reward. That's not that much though. Is it?
Yeah, well, it's really a fortune if you live in the favela,
Well, yeah.
though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but he's like, he's established with this caper. He's like the frickin' A-team. They're not going to catch him.
Definitely a bit of a Robin Hood character.
Yeah, they're not going to catch him. He's going to have like weird traps built into the trees, things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff's going to swing down on ropes.
Predator-esque.
Well, I was thinking more literally the A-team, nobody dies, they just get
No
injured in comical...
punchy stakes going off then.
Yeah, just injured in comical ways, battering rams come down, nets,
Yeah.
the movie nets that just scoop you up.
And a load of fruit falls on them, that kind of thing.
Yeah! Innocent fun!
Like shooting the beams and they come down hit them on the head.
Tea time on a Saturday!
So no excrement-covered punji stakes impaling people in the chest then?
I don't want like Rambo 5, I want this is my fantasy.
Yeah.
It's all going to be nice and I'm going to be handsome and charming like Hannibal with a cigar.
Or the face.
Or
Well,
just
he was the handsome,
punching
charming guy.
Yeah, but you want to be Hannibal though, don't you?
Yeah.
If you're going to be anyone. Actually, I don't know. Alright then, who would you be? Face man or Hannibal?
That
Because
face man, because I'm second in charge, I got all the chicks.
you obviously
And no
put-
lung cancer.
So you're putting the clunge above the...
No, I'm not putting above the mission. I'm just saying that that's a bonus, isn't it?
I apologise for calling it clunge. I just caught myself, that's what I thought. The ladies, you're putting them above, getting to be the leader and the...
Oh no, because I know Hannah was the best guy for the job.
The greatest
And when
military thinker of his generation.
And when he's dead, I'll take over.
Oh, I'll be howling mad Murdoch.
Hey!
No, he doesn't give a shit what happens.
That's true.
Flying your helicopters
He
in
just likes to
circles.
drug Mr. T and fly the plane. That's pretty much it for him, isn't it?
I'd go Hannibal. So yeah,
I might start for BA Baracus.
that'd be good for a while, but you wouldn't want to be stuck as BA.
A gold will weigh you down.
That's what I'm saying. It's
You
got to be
wouldn't fall in
hard.
the water, would you, if you were BA?
No, where doesn't want to go to play? He doesn't want to crash in the sea.
He ain't taking that gold off for no man. I should point out after last episode, Mr. T did favourite my tweet about the
I think we brought this up last
Did we?
episode.
Yeah.
Go for it again.
Yeah,
Tell
well,
everybody.
me and Mr. T were curling buddies. Not bicep,
so
not weight curling, bicep curling, like curling the Winter Olympic
I
sport.
was thinking more of you curling one out on his chest.
You think Mr. T would let me do that? He just beat the shit out of me.
They might like it.
Well, either way, we're both fans of the Winter Olympic sport, curling.
You don't shit on each other.
No.
Okay.
No, but it cost me a lot of money to get over there to do that.
Well, here's a brief bit of news. Ken Dodd's dog's dead. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the tongue twister.
You know what? Couldn't give a shit. Never found him funny. Never found him funny.
Doddy.
It's comedy for people who clap when the airplane lands.
Oh, we did lose a scientist though, didn't we?
The hawk.
The hawk's dead.
This is robotic soul.
He didn't have a soul. Don't be silly. Did you hear his voice? That's the voice of a soulless man.
It's the voice of a soulless machine.
Yeah, oh, that's very true. Well, everyone kept posting that quote around on his death, like, look up at the stars, not at your feet. And I was like, spoken like a man who's truly never walked a fucking step in
He
his
did.
life. You can't.
He didn't
spend
always,
your
wasn't
life-
always in the wheelchair.
Yeah, but no, he didn't spend long. And if he, no wonder he ended up in a wheelchair if he was looking up instead of at his feet all the time while he was walking.
That's not how he ended up in the wheelchair, though.
It's fucking not a romantic quote. It's a stupid quote. It's a silly quote. Look at the stars, not at your feet. Ooh, get
Well, no.
you.
Yeah, but look how many dumbasses are looking down at their feet.
Anyway,
You
I
should be
wasn't a
looking
fan. I never read the books. Everyone on Facebook seemed mightily upset at the virtue signaling.
That's because the human race's collective IQ has just dropped about 10 points. He was that much of the IQ of the collective human race.
He was pretty shit up, to be fair.
I mean, even like Brian Cox said, you know, they said, well, who said to him, like, who do you think's going to step up? And he says, well, there's no one.
Well,
There isn't anyone even on that level.
No.
I never read his book. I don't know.
And he didn't like Jeremy Hunt,
He did
the
not.
health secretary.
He did not.
So kudos to him.
Yeah. Do you think he was suicided to his criticism of
Hey, there's a conspiracy.
Jeremy Hunt and the government in total?
Could he be classed as a cult leader? No.
Who, Stephen Hawking?
No.
No, he
Wasn't
couldn't.
wasn't that cool then, was he? You're all kissing his ass, and I'm just getting ridiculed over here.
It's because you're just going to end up in a death cult, guys.
So, what?
Should we move on?
Yeah.
Is that, basically, this guy's a bit of a hero, isn't he?
Bit of Robin Hood, I like it.
Yeah.
Good on you.
World's richest 1% grabbed 82% of all wealth created in 2017, Oxfam study finds.
And how much of that 1% did Oxfam blow on prostitutes, Mike?
A lot.
Not enough!
More than $8 out of every $10 of wealth created last year went to the richest 1%.
Oh. I wonder how much that works out that I got.
Money makes
Fuck
money.
all.
Yeah.
You gotta have money to make money.
Think about this, there's trillions upon trillions of money in the world, and they're getting 82% of it. The rest has to be divided up between the
Yeah.
rest of us.
The bottom 50% of the world's population, so no increase in wealth at all.
I certainly didn't. That's why I'm trying anything.
But I'd argue that Oxfam are part of that 1%.
Well, the CEO certainly is.
Yeah.
No,
But not the 8 workers on the
I was
ground.
gonna say, have you ever been in one of their shops? Fucking hell, smells of piss and desperation.
That's just the workers, though. All
The
I say
volunteers?
workers, volunteers. Get some out. Thing is, they have got a great business model, and they
Did you know
get
that
a
most-
reduced rent on your shop
Yeah.
because you're a charity.
Don't pay no tax.
You don't pay no tax. All your stuff's free because it's donated. You're selling it on for profit, and you get old biddies in to man the till. They don't get paid anything. All you
Yeah,
got
but the
is-
difference,
Did you
between, the
also
difference
know-
between a normal corporation and a charity is the corporation take the profits themselves, the charity gives it to the poor.
allegedly gives it to the
Allegedly.
poor.
Did you
Spent
know
it
that a
on
lot
Gives
of
the
the
most of it
workers-
still. They do still. Let's not scaremonger against charities. I mean, they still do good work.
It's too
No,
much
they
money-
do, Ben.
Too much money being paid out to the top people.
Well, yeah, but you can say about corporations.
Yeah, but I expect a
destroying the
charity.
planet in the process.
But I expect a charity not to be paying their boss $100,000 a year.
Well, no, that's a criticism, obviously. But if
Excuse
90% is still going to poor people,
They're
Oh, sorry.
they're still tax dodging bastards.
it's charity tax dodging.
But did you know that a lot of those workers
I
are
fundamentally
also?
disagree, I'm sorry.
I've got to get this right now because I worked for the PDSA as an employee, paid employee, as a driver. That's the People's Dispensary for Sick Animals.
Gives you card sick animals about.
No. I picked up free shit for them to sell. Anyway, A lot of the people working in the shop are community service people. That's why sometimes you'll see the tattooed young person or the complete young chav in there amongst the old ladies, and they look strange out of place. They're community service. So yeah, it's another free. It's kind of a good thing they do, I guess, but it is still free work, free labour. They're not paying that person.
No, I agree with that. If you're a volunteer, fair enough.
Yeah.
To be fair though, if you had to do community service, you were done for something minor by the law. Wouldn't you rather a few hours in a charity shop sifting through the stuff with the old ladies than out on the roads picking up
Needles.
I don't know. I'd go for the charity shop, having been in them myself personally.
Yeah, that smell of piss does put me off a bit though.
It's more the smell of desperation. I don't know.
No, I don't want to spend my day smelling piss.
If you go to the book collections, sometimes the older ones, you can sort of smell the faint whiff of death.
You can. You can. I don't understand charity shop clothes either, because someone's
they're all
died in them
steam.
clothes.
Not all of them.
Yeah, they have.
Nah,
I buy from charity
I've given
shops.
away.
And
And
that's what you
I've
smell
bought
of death.
from them. I've bought t-shirts from charity shops, definitely. You wash them a few times, it's yours.
Yeah, you're not winning me over.
Nah, you're missing out.
Get the blood stains
Oh,
out
that's
of it,
all
maybe.
At least we're paying for the little kids to work in sweatshops.
Well, you are still.
Oh no, the first person that bought it.
There you go.
I'm paying to help the charities helping them poor kids.
Mike's
But they're
found a
not helping
moral
them poor
loophole.
kids.
Yes.
They're not helping them poor kids because the stuff's still being produced.
Mike's found a moral
Yeah, but I'm not
loophole.
buying it, so I'm one less
You're
consumer.
still wearing it.
Yeah,
Why are you making your own clothes if you're that concerned?
Well, yeah, I'm not that into it.
There you go.
Fuck the kids. I need shoes,
Maybe
man.
don't say that.
No, I don't mean fuck the kids. I mean fuck the kids. That's a
That
Jack
just actually sounded more.
That's a
that
Jack
sounded
Black
worse.
joke.
Buy me a loom for Christmas and I'll do my own clothes.
Oh, what?
I'll truly be a spinster then.
A loom.
A loom?
What
Isn't that what
colour
you
is it?
make?
Woolen clothes.
Clothes,
something
fuck
like
Fucking
that.
don't ask me, I don't know.
Back in the
What,
day,
like a
yeah.
table with a pedal
Yeah.
and a wheel going round. Okay.
He said make your own clothes. I'm like, well, I need a loom.
Oh, so there you have it. Oxfam are moaning that there's.
Let's complain that moaning the fucking people at the top that's sucking all the wealth up, which is I thought was pertinent news to the episode.
Yeah.
I've got no wealth to suck.
A man dies at a party after allegedly being shot in the chest by a friend while wearing a bulletproof vest. So this guy gets a new bulletproof vest and says to his mate, "Shoot me in the chest."
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Ah.
And here's what I mean about the collective IQ of humanity dropping.
I got no sympathy.
So a man wearing a bulletproof vest died after he was shot in the chest by a friend at a party. Jason Griffin, a friend of the victim whose name has not been released, has been charged with manslaughter, police in Houston, Texas confirmed. His girlfriend, Mary Warsler, told the ABC 13 news channel that the 39-year-old did not think the gun was loaded and had not meant to kill his friend.
But they were testing it.
Mm.
So what's the point of giving someone an unloaded gun and saying test my bulletproof vest?
Test.
Well, he was just
Test my vest.
fucking his head up or something. A mind
Test
games.
my vest. Test my vest. It's made of real bulletproof vest. Sorry.
Bit of real Kevlar. Yeah.
If you were a transformer, Gaz, you could transform yourself into a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, why have you done that recently?
No one shot at me. I never said I am one. I mean, I identify as one. I'm pre-op.
Right.
You fascist.
So who's going to graft the metal onto your body and make you contort yourself painfully into a car?
As soon as the technology is available, I will be the first in the queue.
Yeah, alright.
And it'll be your...
Well, the
Tax
CIA
money
have just
paying
heard
for
that,
it.
and they're probably coming for you now. Offer you a contract. Sell your body, Gaz, and we'll change a robot.
Yeah, you've been like that guy from that Terminator movie. Was it Genesis? No, it wasn't Genesis.
The most recent
Salvation. The one who was a
one.
robot.
Half and half.
Mm-hmm.
I already am. I'm not.
There's an easy way to test this.
Have you got
Cut
a
your
gun?
skin off your arm.
That would make a good... I was going to say, if you got a gun, take a shot. That'd be good audio. You could leave the mics on when the ambulance comes.
A mortician.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, this is he told his girlfriend said that he'd gone to sell his friend a flat jacket, and the victim had said told him to shoot him in the chest to test it out. But once you've been hit by a round with a flat jacket on, that flat jacket is useless. It's not the same anymore.
Oh, right, okay. The arrangement of the plates or something.
Yeah. It either needs new plates, or if it's a solid Kevlar vest, it just needs replacing. So, yeah, basically. So this guy's a bit of a dick for even...
Yeah.
Homicide Sergeant Mark Holbrook confirmed part of the story. The victim put on a bulletproof vest, and another man who has a gun winds up shooting him, he said. It's unusual, but these things happen sometimes.
I actually read a really good article in the week that I was going to put in this. It was a pro-gun mother in America who'd recently been boasting about how her 4-year-old son loves to go up the range and shoot with her, ended up getting shot by said 4-year-old son because he got the gun out of her handbag and shot her through her car seat.
But yeah, I'd say to those people, you know, you're going to have guns lying around. You know, if your 4-year-old can get hold of it, prepare to be shot.
Yeah.
Honestly, in the back, through the side of the head. I don't know, in a weird way, so like your jaw's hanging off, and
But you know,
that's how they
But
find
the
you.
Republicans' response to more gun violence?
More guns?
guns.
Give me more guns.
That's why we love living here. I said love living here then, but not very well.
Loving veneer.
Loving veneer. Yeah, hey, that's quite poetic, that, Ben. That's what you have to keep up to get through life, a loving veneer. Whereas underneath, on the surface, below the surface, you're
Rockets the core.
seething.
That's the wrong message.
As long as everyone, you have a veneer of
That's
politeness.
what's happening. That's the trouble with the society. That's why people are killing each other.
Nah, I just don't go out. That's how I avoid it. I stay in my little friendly bubble.
No.
Yeah, fuck you.
Can't blame him. When he did venture out, he got beat up.
Exactly. That's the last time I'm going out. Fucking mocking my happiness. Oh,
Mocking
yeah.
your happiness and saying that being a cult leader isn't going to go well.
It's a digital cult. I don't need to interact. It's just a few videos. You saw the video. It's out there by now, by the time this is released. You said, I'm going to end up wearing shades in a compound.
Yeah.
I had the shades.
Exactly.
I was in the compound. Boom.
Now he needs his proxies.
No, no
Yeah.
one has to do anything for me. I just literally want their fucking money.
Yeah, but you'll end up becoming venerated and adored, maybe. And,
Ah.
you know, they'll want to meet you. They'll want to be around you. They'll want your teachings. They won't just want that. They won't stop at that 5,000 words.
I'll write another 5,000. I knocked that out in a snowy morning.
But wasn't the only thing you knocked out that snowy morning, was it?
You know, so I'll just bang out a chapter 2. If I have to, I'll stand next to the Muslims. Oh shit, I said the wrong thing. I meant fucking, who are the fucking, oh shit, backtrack. Who are the ones that stand in town? Mormons. I fucking meant Mormons. I'm not an infidel.
What's wrong with standing next to the Muslims?
No, fuck you, I'm not a fascist either. I'm not Britain first, I just really meant Mormons. They stand there peacefully every Saturday in town, fucking giving out their books. I could stand. They haven't got a fly pit. They haven't got a license. They don't pay for. You know, I couldn't just turn up with a store, so I'm going to stand there with my books.
If you want to waste your Saturday standing round trying to give people your version of the good news, I think you're going to get pretty bored of that pretty soon.
I will give it at least 3 hours of my time.
Oh, how to get a religion started in less than 3 hours?
And as I told you off air, I don't have lofty aspirations for this cult. Each copy of the manifesto costs £2.50, and I've set my initial goal at, and we'll have a little gentleman's bet, I believe I'm going to raise at least £12 from this, at least. So yeah, you're laughing now. You can get a lot for 12 quid. You can.
Well, someone's going to get a book for 2 quid. If it's 12 quid, it should be 12.50.
Fucking science.
Sorry, I had to point that out.
That's why you're the science officer in my cult.
You can't have a science officer in a cult.
Yeah, you
They
can.
think you're virtually
Look
God.
at
Science tie
Scientology.
into that.
Scientology, the clues of the
But
name.
that's fake science.
My manifesto explains the pointlessness of existence through science. The multiverse stuff you two have taught me on the podcast.
Oh God, what have we created?
Somehow I can't feel that all these suicides are going to be on me in some way.
No one's going to kill themselves. It's a positive book. I promise.
Okay.
Alright, should we move on?
Yeah.
I literally did a spit take for the first time in 6 months. Thanks.
I got this from the Nottingham Post. A Sneinton mum, I presume that's somewhere near Nottingham, is freaked out after taking a photo of her son featuring a spooky hand on his shoulder. I've been in touch with mediums, they said. They said it was a family relation.
I bet they did.
She got a photo of her son Thomas, 10, around 2 weeks ago before he went to school one morning. With a ridiculous Instagram filter, by the way. Fucking hate Instagram filters. And so we scroll down, and there he is with a pair of fake sunglasses on, and what appears to be some kind of ghostly hand, or his mum's hand, whoever.
Yeah.
Or it could be a demon who just snatch him to hell.
Could be. Use Instagram, get sent to hell.
It's in the terms and conditions.
No one ever reads them.
No one ever reads them.
So there we go. Apparently, she's been to mediums, and she's taken a reading, and it's a relation. I think it's her hand, and she's just trying to get some fucking money because she looks like she needs to stuff some more Greggs in her fat face. But that's just my take on it. Allegedly stuffed Greggs in her. No, she's a fat face. She just allegedly stuffed Greggs into it.
No offence to Greggs.
I like Greggs.
Greggs comes up a lot on the podcast.
It does.
I was actually thinking about posting a photograph of Greg's sausage roll on our page for any international listeners, so they know exactly
The face of the Messiah.
Yeah, what we're talking about. When we refer to the Almighty Greg. I think this is clearly bollocks.
Yeah. So do I.
It's got a filter on it. You can't give any.
Maybe that hand
Credence.
is part of the filter.
You can't give any credence to it because it has a fucking filter on it. Show us the raw. It's bullshit. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm a detective.
We'll move on then.
Yeah.
Professor Stephen Hawking warned people need to spread out into space to survive.
And yeah, I agree with that. I think it's pertinent to the podcast. We need to get solar wardening out there.
I think he's just fucking with people. He knew he was on the way out.
I think we should concentrate on fixing this planet before we go fuck up.
No. See, we get loads of people off the planet, and the ones that are left, they can
How
go and
about
do
the
their
right
own
wing
thing.
nutters? We'll get them out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
We'll create a left wing paradise with universal basic income and services. And
No,
Yeah,
because you
because that
see
means
what
in turn become
happens.
corrupted by rainbow haired people, and before
Yeah.
we're all calling each other Zer.
And they all start rioting over words.
Well, it's
We've
better,
seen what
it's better
happens.
than wanting to kill each other and starting wars all the time.
That'll be alright, Mike.
It's in the same ballpark.
Because they'll end up fighting over what to call each other.
Oh, I see, like the yellow hats and the blue hats.
Exactly, yeah.
Red Dwarf.
Voice from the dwarf.
And because, you sort of central left to be seen as right wing by the far left, you just end up with reclassification of left and right.
Well, that's good.
And the thing
Because
is,
it'll only be left to centre
Yeah,
rather than left
but
to
the
right.
thing is that the left to the centre left will get so pissed off with the namby-pambyism of the far
They'll
left.
turn far right.
They'll turn far right. It's a
quite
vicious
possible.
circle, yeah.
It's quite possible. I think it's worth a try.
no,
It's worth a try.
There's no downsides.
But it says for humanity to survive, for people to survive, we need to get off the planet. But it won't be all of us. It'll be whoever we can fit in a ship big enough to go and find a planet, and then they might have a chance of setting up a settlement that then they breed and pass it on, blah blah blah, and it grows and grows. But there'll still be the mass majority of us left back on this rotting shithole of a fucking.
Yeah, but we'll take it into a paradise with all the nutters that are trying to drill up the oil.
I think that's very wishful thinking. Don't you think it would just turn into a Mad Max style fucking nightmare?
No, I think theirs would be when they get there.
I don't know. Ours is still going to descend into massive war and chaos, isn't
I
it?
don't know. I like the idea, but they probably just end up invading us. If we sent all the
That's a good point.
If we
yeah.
sent all like
That-
Alex
that's
Jones,
more realistic.
if you sent all your Alex Jones, Trump, Britain First, Nigel Farage following right to Mars, for example, then they know within 3 years they'd be like, those Earth, they're coming to invade us, and we'd just be
That's a
powerless
good point. We'll be a hippie paradise.
because
and
your unicorn sex cult ain't gonna fight, are they?
and they'll just glass the planet.
Yeah.
Well, why do you think our Earth will change so much? Just because Nigel Farage and let's say 100 or so of his mates, they can fit into this ship?
Because of the political differences.
Hold on.
No,
I've got
there'll
an
still
idea.
be a lot of shitheads left behind. I don't think anything will change. We'll just stay on our path. This planet's fucked. We all know that. It's fucked.
It's
But
almost
it's okay for us because
Yeah.
we'll be dead. before it's
Yeah,
too
but I don't
far.
want to die in a fiery nuclear holocaust.
No, it'll be okay. Probably gonna
It's
probably
pretty
gonna die
quick.
in a care home. It'll be fine. Life's gonna be fine for all of it. We're all gonna die in a care home with a Polish nurse. It's gonna be kind of paradise, lonely, but paradise. You know.
And jobs from a Polish nurse.
Well, if you've got the cash to pay extra, possibly, allegedly. But you know, it's gonna be all right for us. You know, we're on the wrong side of it. It's the young people that got to worry about the future, not us. I hate to break it to you, gentlemen, but we're all. I mean, we're fucked. We're old as shit now.
I mean, we're halfway, not even halfway through.
I don't know.
Well, just about.
And when Britain descends into Mad Max style anarchy after Brexit, we're gonna be, you know,
Yeah.
we're gonna be driving around in dune buggies shirtless.
We could be Harry Browns. You know what I mean? We could be elderly. You've seen that movie,
Yeah,
surely.
yeah.
You know, we could be
Yeah.
the elderly fighting the apocalypse.
Cockneys versus zombies, then basically.
You slag! Why are you talking in that accent, Ben? Shut up!
No, but back to the article. The point is,
Oh.
it's about the species. It's not about countries and individuals. It's about the species. You have to think in a bigger
Yeah,
scale. So
but-
if the Earth does get taken out by an asteroid, humanity's not gone. That's the main
Yeah, but
thing.
we just said
But we are.
we just said we're going to destroy the planet. Why would we want this virus of humanity to continue?
Because some of it's
We
just not so
fucking
bad.
rule, man! We rock!
Because some of it's all right.
Yeah, but overall it's shit because we're gonna kill ourselves.
Yeah, but what about another plan where we just get all your Alex Jones type characters and fire them into the sun? Is it tell them they're going to
No,
and
maybe-
fire them into the sun?
It'd be
Maybe
boring.
maybe no species can actually reach true consciousness. Maybe this is as far as it ever goes, and we end up destroying ourselves.
The aliens have. Don't forget the aliens.
If they exist.
The great. Well, there's loads of people watching. Loads
Those
of
down
people.
Dolly High Street.
Yeah, have you seen? You've been down Dolly High Street recently. So
They're the elderly. You're a bit grey.
that's malnourishment and lack of sun.
And their ashen grey lives. Well,
Or prison time.
possibly. Probably. You know, that's one view of it. That's kind of the pessimist's view of the future, I
That's
guess.
a realist, I think.
But you know, let's think what could be a good thing that could happen then.
We finally get them flying cars that were promised to us for years.
I could win that competition I entered.
And the
to get-
hoverboards that don't set on fire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That'd be a start.
that'd be nice. Lightsabers would be good too.
robot hookers.
That's probably going to happen in the next 15 years.
There you go, see?
Westworld style robot hookers too.
Things aren't so bad. What about Netflix, the WWE network?
When the internet goes down, mate, what are you going to do then?
Oh, don't say that. I could just stay in the house now. Honestly, got a good woman. I could just stay in
Got
the
your
house.
growing cult.
Yeah, starting a cult from the kitchen. You know, that'll be the name of my autobiography.
Starting a call from the kitchen.
Yeah. And yeah,
Life is peachy.
that's it. I'm just, you know, trying to stay out of trouble. There's no need to go out, apart from work, you know. And my dealer doesn't deliver. Allegedly, my dealer, you know, my compost dealer.
You mean you have to go and get all them heavy bags yourself?
Wish they were heavy.
They never are.
Should we take a break?
Yeah, I could do with a piss. And we're back from the piss break, and Mike is going to tell us about.
No reggae box?
No. I suppose we should mention the. I know this will be a few weeks late, but the shocking response to a chemical attack on British soil.
Alleged chemical attack.
Well, it was a chemical attack. It's just not clear on who did it.
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
And what's interesting about the story is, well, apart from a chemical attack,
Well, he's a Russian defector who's been allegedly poisoned by Russia, and his daughter as well, with a nerve agent,
Novichok.
Novichok, which apparently you can knock up in a garage if you wanted to.
and it, well, one of
Yeah.
the first things we knocked up.
That'll be. Well, don't tell Gaz the ingredients for that, eh?
Now, the recipe was available since
What
1970.
the
I
fuck
don't know
are
what
you
it is.
insinuating that I'm a fucking terrorist now?
I'm Shinrikyo, that's where that's where he's gonna go.
Fuck it
If he
up.
starts buying a shitload of fertiliser, we've got to worry.
I don't want to kill or meet anyone.
He said compost earlier.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm not gonna kill anybody or fuck anybody. I just want their fucking money. And I want to help people find some happiness.
So it all
Speaking
starts.
of which, Ben, I'd like to present you on air with your own personal copy of the 5,000 word manifesto.
Alright, thank you very
to
much.
peruse at your leisure.
I will.
Yours is on the
Thank
way,
you.
Mike, but
Oh,
I can
wow,
only afford to
fantastic.
get one printed at a time because, £2.50. There's a few mistakes in there because that's the proof copy. And, I'm an idiot. I didn't claim to be perfect, but it's going to expand your mind, Ben, and you'll find the key to happiness. It's fucking free for you.
Or it's going to be in the reggae box next week.
Yeah.
Don't you do that to me. You grateful son of a bitch. £2.50's fucking worth sitting there. Fucking
I
hell.
guarantee you I'll forget it tonight and there was something else.
But it takes 20 odd minutes to read, and if you go on a murderous killing spree, it's on you. It's an experiment. You're my first member.
No,
potential
but
member.
because before I'm taken down by a hail of police gunfire, I'm going to pull that out of my pocket and shoot, it was all because of this! And then I'll get mown down.
Yeah, but there's no trace on the internet to Guru Vincent. I mean,
Well, talking of murderous
oh yeah.
crime
Back to
sprees,
it.
should we go back to the bankers?
Yeah,
This is called Bankers Part 2. No, what's it called?
it's the banking conspiracy.
Yes.
And it's all kind of a conspiracy. Fractal Reserve, which we explained last time, is a conspiracy because they're conning everyone into thinking there's more money than there is.
Yeah.
So explain some stuff to me now.
Right,
Is there a
stock
video
market. Should we
coming
start with
up?
the stock market?
Okay, let me know.
I know. So basic layman, I know about the stock market.
Go on
that
then,
stuff goes up, stuff goes down.
Ben. Buy, sell.
Buy and sell.
Buy high, sell low.
Yeah.
No, other way round.
Whatever.
Buy low, sell high.
That's it.
Oh, we're ruined.
Your business model shit.
Oh.
That's an accurate time representation of how quickly you can fuck yourself. You just
Buy high,
lost
sell
millions.
low.
The worst
Oh
bit
shit,
is-
I've just lost everything.
What's this? I didn't even realise he got it wrong.
She's
I heard it right.
Oh dear.
So I lost my cut.
Yeah, that money you put in.
Oh,
Mike's blown it.
where did it go? See, now you have to explain to me how it works.
Well, basically, the stock market is all the money that is invested in stocks and shares in companies around the world.
Okay.
Okay? So when the stock market goes up, companies are doing better, making more profits.
Mhm.
And when the stock market goes down, it means that their businesses are making less profits.
And they're worth less money because
Yeah.
their share value was
It's
dropped.
dropped.
Okay.
And it is diametrically opposed to wages. So when the stock market goes up, our wages go down.
Alright.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. So
When the
that's
stock
there's a
market goes
conspiracy.
down, yeah, the
You
wages
could-
go up.
There's a
Because the share of wealth is more to the workers than
yeah.
the stockholders and the.
So and the stock market does tend to go up. I mean, barring a
And we all
couple
celebrate it.
of crashes.
Yeah. When we
I
celebrate it going up, it's
Hang
fucking
on.
our wages.
How come my wages didn't go up in 2008 then?
Well, because that's crashed the banks. That's because we bailed at the banks with $700 billion.
Oh yes, that's true.
130
Yeah, that
odd
wasn't
in-
strictly
in
stock
this
market, was
country.
it?
Pardon?
That was
No.
strictly wasn't the stock market then, was it?
No.
I don't know how it works. Well, I do. But I've always been intrigued. Like I could buy shares in things I like
Yeah.
if I want. But the point of you only make money from them if you sell them, don't you? At the right time.
That's
Yeah,
it.
pretty much. Although you do get paid a dividend if the company makes a lot of money.
So buying shares is always just like it's like a civilized form of gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah, effectively it is gambling. Yeah.
95% of all transactions are financial and derivatives. Only 50% is goods and services.
Oh, so it's just like the financials, like
5%, sorry, did I say 50? 5% is goods and
5%
services.
is goods and services.
Yeah.
And the rest is
95% of all transactions are financial or derivatives.
so like
of
hedge
financial.
funds, things
Yeah,
like that.
hedge funds, stock market,
So the actual gold, silver, resources, things like
yeah,
that. Only
white
account-
goods and
Only account for 5%.
Hey, steady on.
25%. Hey!
White power goods. You
And
mean?
Wall Street, Wall Street has doubled in size over the last 14 years.
Wow. But I thought people were occupying it.
Well, they cracked their heads, didn't they?
Those
Oh,
poor
man.
misguided people. I know
And
they
Barber
meant
and
well.
his private security cracked their heads and moved them on.
Well, I know those people meant well, right? I know they did. But from the start, I knew it was doomed because
It's never going to achieve it.
it's a nice idea, but the naivety to think that camping out is going to stop the mass mechanisms and cogs of international global commerce and machinery, and to think that a few people on the street outside is ever going to affect that.
Yeah, but what it did was plant a seed in everybody else that saw it. And from that seed, we'll get other activists that grow.
I'm still a slave.
Yeah, but do you know what inspired me
I'm
more?
still a soulless slave.
Than Occupy Wall Street was when Rage Against the Machine recorded Sleep Now in the Fire on Wall Street in front of a bank, and they were moved on. I don't know if they recorded it live, but they
quite rightly, because there is certain laws and restrictions in place and licenses one has to apply for in order to do legal.
Truth
telling.
I'm joking. Legal truth telling.
I'm joking.
They don't like
Don't pay me out to be that guy. I'm just joking.
Yeah, they played that. I'm not sure. I wonder if they played that in early 2000s, wouldn't it? So this wouldn't have happened at that point.
Before we get into it heavy, I'm sorry. Can we just put a pin in it? I should have gone in the piss break.
Right, so what's up next? The stock markets are opposed to wages is the main thing to take away from that. So the stock market's doing well, your wages go down.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
It does. It really does. How's your co-op lager? Co-op cider?
Why bring that up? Although I did discuss with Mike earlier, yes, I'm drinking Co-op's own brand cider because it's £2.50. I felt frugal today. But looking at it, Ben, I mean, I get it's cheap, right? It's cheap, I know, I'm the one buying it. Did they have to package it to look this cheap? It's like they're trying to win a cheaper... If you had to invent your own brand cider package...
It wouldn't be a big sort of my initial on the can.
It's horrific.
Yeah.
They're trying to demoralise me for buying their own product.
It's shame.
Do you want to explain what it looks like to the listeners?
It's just a giant can with a C on it for cider, and the font is like the worst, like the first word processor you ever had. Like
dot matrix printer.
Yeah, it's just dog shit.
Did the lager have a big L on it?
Yes! Yes, it did.
So that's so the drunks can buy the C L. Oh, there we go.
Don't compare. You've compared me to some pretty rotten things. I'm
not comparing you. I'm saying as a general
just
scenario.
Because I want to start a cult, now all of a sudden I'm a sex monster, a murderer,
now you're a tramp.
A disappointment, a tramp, an alcoholic. Come on, have I upset you?
No.
If you want,
I think you're putting words in my mouth.
If you want in on the cult,
I'm glad it's only words.
Just
I'm not doing that to join the cult.
So I'll tell you a story about a tramp.
What a segue. Okay,
yeah,
Mike,
go on,
please.
I was in Liverpool at university. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning, waiting for the bus to come. And this tramp walks out a quick save. It's only just open 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Brown paper bag, opens the bottle, swigging. I said, fucking hell, it's a bit early, innit? 8 in the morning.
Oh no, Mike's a tramp.
Sorry.
Yeah. And then he walked past me, I looked closer. It was a bottle of Dettol. He was swigging Dettol.
He was cleaning out
8 in the morning. Oh.
Well, you got to do something till midday, ain't you?
We've all been there.
Bars with the Weatherspoons.
We've all been there though, where you feel so rough that the only thing that's going to really clean you out. He probably thinks it's good for his system.
It's antiseptic.
It's the cheapest medicine I can get.
I think you'll find it's probably the cheapest alcohol percentage per volume. That's why you got it.
Oh Lord. Well, that man's probably dead now.
You've turned around and said that before now, when you had your alcoholic lilt. Does that mean you swig Dettol on the side?
It's totally tropical.
Love that sanitary taste.
It's got a bit of an afterkick, but you'll get used to it. Lilt, alcohol.
When she recovered from the coma.
See, I start a cult, you could start your own Mike's Alcoholic Lilt.
I don't think you can call it that though.
Big picture of your face on the bottle. Hey.
Yeah. It's just lilt with a dash of Dettol.
Just don't sell it to kids. Or humans. Just give it to dogs. Dogs will be fine. It won't kill a dog. Take more than Dettol to kill a dog. I reckon.
They might vomit
Don't give Dettle to dogs.
Yeah, don't, please.
Please, we
Actually,
love dogs.
My old dog used to vomit because
He vomited down. You should have made money off him.
Savlon. He cut his paw, and my mum put Savlon on it.
Yeah.
And he put a sock around his paw, and he managed to get the sock off and lick the Savlon, and then just vomited everywhere. So I don't think it'll work.
Okay.
If anyone doesn't know what Dettol is, it's like antiseptic.
Yeah, you put it in the bath, or you wash wounds with it, that kind of thing.
Or drink it.
Or drink it in this guy's case.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's antiseptic. I was thinking it's a bleach type.
No, that's
that's
the
what I
best
was
you're
going down
thinking
the
of.
cleaning route.
It's
I think if he was
antiseptic.
drinking toilet milk or something, he would be dead.
That man is in
they,
more
they drink
probability
aftershave,
dead.
don't they, and things like that. Anything with alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a homeless person in the UK.
Mess.
I'm not even trying to be funny now. In all likelihood,
No, it's
that man is
horrific.
probably dead. How long ago was that?
Oh, that was 20 years ago.
Oh, he's dead. He's dead.
That was 20 years ago.
I mean, I'm sorry if you're
45,
attached to this man.
You look it, but you
15 years ago.
I mean, I'm sorry if
I'm
you were
just trying
emotionally, if you were emotionally attached to this man you saw drinking Dettle. I'm sorry, but I hate to rate you. I'm sure he's
I wasn't emotionally attached.
You
Just
just
my
off
car.
the bus stop.
But his breath tasted of Dettle. I couldn't resist.
It's like a blowjob and a clean at the same time. Let's move on.
If this is the listener's first episode, all I could say is...
Mike doesn't get sucked off by tramps in the back of a bus stop.
Not anymore.
What I can say is welcome. We do talk about conspiracies sometimes, not just rip
Yes,
each
the World
other.
Bank.
World Bank, and its
Do you wanna
attempts
hear
to rip you off.
Yeah, and turn you into a Dettle drinking tramp.
I'm so close.
Confessions from an economic hitman who worked for the World Bank. Do you want to hear what he has to say?
Yeah, go on then. What's his name? John Perkins.
Yeah.
Why is it he looks like Roy Orbison on the cover of his book? Or an economic hitman dressed up as like a legitimate hitman.
Yeah, it looks like John Bishop a bit.
Looks like Bill Murray from here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what I watched last night?
What?
Kingpin.
Ah, yeah.
Bill Murray in that.
That's a good movie.
Oh,
I watched All President's Men. All the President's Men.
remind me of that once. Was that like a...
Gate. I'd never seen it.
Alright.
Redford and Hoffman.
Well,
Oh,
this
it's
is...
Woodward and Bernstein.
Well, yeah, they're the characters. They're the actors that play them.
I don't know why I'm telling you this because I'm just opening myself.
And do you know
up
one of
for-
the sayings of the film? Follow the money. I didn't realise it was from that film. And that applies to this. Follow the money.
The money's where the magic is.
Mhm.
The last movie I watched was Moana, Disney's Moana.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
I found it to be quite
Oh, Satan.
moving. Strong female lead character. It was inspirational singing.
Oh.
Bright colours.
Did you get through it without wanting to blow your head off?
Cute sidekicks. The only thing,
Sidekicks or sidekicks?
animal sidekicks. The only thing that got me through it, because I was watching it with my lady friend and her 2 young children.
I think got you through it was the previous 2 cans of cob cider.
No, I wasn't drinking at this stage. It was early in the morning.
Just a Dettle.
What got me through, apart from the Dettle, was The Rock is one of the lead voices of the characters, so that was enough to get me through. I was like, it's The Rock. It's a rock movie. It was also a Disney movie. Excuse me, I burped again. I'm sorry, I'm a pig this week.
Is that cheap cider, mate?
Have we got the microphone fitted, guys?
Yeah, it's in, man. We're
Okay.
technically inept.
Shall we go?
Yeah. So this is John Perkins, economic hitman.
Yep.
Give it to me, John.
John Perkins is a man who knows from decades of his own experience as a so-called economic hitman how the collusion of banks, corporations, and governments has taken over countries around the world.
We use many techniques, but probably the most common is that we'll go to a country that has resources that our corporations covet, like oil, and we'll arrange a huge loan to that country from an organization like the World Bank or one of its sisters, but almost all of the money goes to U.S. corporations, not to the country itself. Corporations like Bechtel and Halliburton, General Motors, General Electric, these types of organizations, and they build huge infrastructure projects in that country, power plants, highways, ports, industrial parks, things that serve the very rich and seldom even reach the poor. In fact, the poor suffer because the loans have to be repaid, and they're huge loans, and the repayment of them means that the poor won't get education, health, and other social services, and the country is left holding a huge debt by intention. We go back, we economic hitmen, to this country and say, look, You owe us a lot of money. You can't repay your debts. So give us a pound of flesh. But as soon as one of these anti-American presidents is elected, one of us goes in and says, hey, congratulations, Mr. President. Now that you're president, I just want to tell you that I can make you very, very rich, you and your family. Get several $100 million in this pocket if you play the game our way. If you decide not to, over in this pocket I've got a gun with a bullet with your name on it in case you decide to keep your campaign promises and throw us out. Sell our oil companies your oil real cheap, or vote with us at the next UN vote, or send troops in support of ours to someplace in the world such as Iraq. And in that way we've managed to build a world empire with very few people actually knowing that we've done this.
So there you go. Is he saying they turn up to a country, say, would you like to give us a loan? The country says, yeah, of course it will. They then give that money to companies like Halliburton, because I know that Dick Cheney and George Bush had a lot of money in Halliburton. In fact, I think Dick Cheney was one of the directors of Halliburton.
He was president, I think, yeah.
That then goes back into their pockets. They build the infrastructure to export the wealth of that country back to them.
And get the profits.
Get the profits while employing the people there on minimum wage. Yeah. So then, of course, the US government will send Mr. Perkins out and say...
The World Bank.
Well, the World Bank or someone like him.
Yeah.
And say, give us the money. Or, what was it? So here's some money. Play our game.
Yeah.
Or I'll shoot you in the face.
Basically.
You know what it makes me think of is that it's kind of the same, but not the same. I'll explain at the end. The British Empire. I'll have it in a sec. Yeah, so he's saying that they've built an empire this way, but it's sort of a covert way of building an empire. The British Empire spread the same sort of way. We just did it not covertly. We did it with our uniforms on and and
the Brown Bess musket and the .75 caliber musket ball.
And we're all loud and proud about it. But America's done it on the sly.
It was a massive achievement for us because we were outnumbered all the time.
Well, yeah, we won't get into that now. But I know it was an amazing achievement, and we did do a lot of good for the world, but also a hell of a lot of bad. Awful bad.
Something like that.
Killed a lot of people. But yeah, they've just kind of done it the same way, but in a covert sort of way. It's all sort of backdoor politics, isn't it? And shady deals and some of the quotes we read last week about some of the Rockefellers, people like that saying, if I control the economics of a country, I control the country, not the fucking puppets in charge. So that's not that, you could say that's tinfoil hat territory, conspiracy territory, but it's not really. It's sort of obvious, isn't it? Corporations hold as much power as governments and
banks.
And these banks, and these politicians are in their fucking come on.
In their pockets.
Yeah, you'd have to be wearing a tinfoil hat to be thinking that. And
well, look at our own country taking shitloads of money from Russian how'd you say it?
Oligarchs.
Boris Johnson, what was it, 300k to play tennis with some Russian bloke and his wife.
That's it.
The defence minister, 30 grand, go and have dinner with some Russian billionaire.
Do you know who is nice though? Michael Portillo. I love that programme.
What, this week?
Railway Journeys.
Oh, I think in the political programme.
I love that. He just gets on a train and...
I bet he's never done the Wolverhampton to Shrewsbury journey on a fucking 11:30 on a Friday night. I bet he hasn't done that one.
Well, yeah, but he's probably done some horrible stuff. He's probably voted for more persecution of gays and...
but he's very...
Voted to bomb certain countries.
Isn't he actually gay himself, Portillo?
Oh, he might be.
I think he is.
He's very charming and he wears bright coloured clothes. Not that that makes you homosexual.
I'm not sure.
I think he might be.
I like the show.
I think he arranged a passport for his much younger Brazilian boyfriend, and that was kind of the end of it.
Whoa, allegedly.
No, he was done for it.
Allegedly. I didn't see that on his Wikipedia page that I was not reading the other day. I'm just saying, I like the programme.
I'm sure he's a charming man, and he does seem like a nice bloke, but the things that he's done and voted for, I disagree with.
His head will be on a fucking stake come the revolution, Gaz. No more charming railway journeys then.
Oh.
Allegedly.
I love shows like that though, just to soothe me.
Do you watch Bargain Hunt as
in
well?
the evening. No. I like...
Do you know what I do like? Dickinson's Real Deal.
Okay,
In the afternoons. Do
Each
you know
their
why?
own.
Do you know why? Just seem to like it. It's like Porn Stars of America. You know the show Porn Stars? It's like a British version of that, except antique dealers.
Okay.
And your average member of Joe Public who thinks they've got a priceless family heirloom turns out he's a mass-produced piece of crap.
Yeah, with 25 quid top end.
Yeah, pretty much,
If you're lucky.
And they still try to squeeze like 50 out of them, and they're like, no, I'm going to sell that for 20 quid. Get on with it, peasant.
Well, I like programs like I like BBC 4 style documentaries that are about bits of Britain, British things, soothing things, just to wash over me.
Yeah, not Threads.
Yeah, just to ease me. Yeah, some ancient historical, castle. Or,
Have you ever seen that Threads?
Threads? No, is that?
Oh,
I think I have actually.
wanna-
BBC 4.
It's a 70s sort of
no.
BBC programme about what happens if a nuclear bomb goes off.
Gaz, it's dark as shit.
It
You got
is-
traffic wardens with guns, mate. It's
Whoa,
fucking...
we've gone from nice soothing documentaries to why are you telling me the things you watch to be freaked out? This is what soothes me into the working week, a weekend of genteel documentaries.
Yeah, I was saying it's not that. I was saying it's not.
It's
You
the
don't want that.
complete opposite.
Yeah.
It'll give you fucking nightmares.
But I'd be out the back having my nighttime cigarette just feeling like it's all pointless. Like I read the manifesto. Oh, I just realised I could save myself $2.50. When you've read the manifesto, Ben, could you pass it on?
No, I'm going to make you pay an extra £2.50, so that puts you puts you minus two, puts you minus a fiver in the red already.
You just lost a thetan or two.
Actually, I think that's pretty gained a thetan or two. Aren't they the ones that hold you back when you
I'm not
don't?
sure. No, they're all different in my religion. It's not a religion. Okay, moving on. What have we got
Okay,
first,
we've got the
Mike?
top 10 unforgivable crimes banks have committed.
Okay.
Now, when we did this last episode, didn't we? When we searched banking crimes on Google,
Yeah.
you get nothing. It's like the fourth page.
No one goes to the fourth page unless you're looking for some really fucked up porn.
I've been there.
So
In at number 10, Wachovia launders Mexican cartels drug money.
he looks pretty badass though in that picture. Some dude with an assault rifle. I think it's an Israeli. No,
It
it's
says
not.
Mexican.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're gonna get Israeli weapons. I think it's.
You were talking about the weapon, I was
Yeah.
talking about the man. And he talk like this.
He's got a ski mask on. He's wearing US fatigues. He's got some weirdly blue armour on, and he's got a. I think it's a Heckler and Koch G3 assault rifle he's holding. So
The
it's,
balaclava's the best bit.
yeah, it
covering
is.
his face.
And he stood behind a burning pile. It stood in front of a burning pile or something, which
The
is pretty
horizon's
cool.
on fire.
The horizon is literally on fire, and he stood in front of it looking like a badass. I salute you, sir.
It's all in it as well. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not.
I wonder if that's burning money.
Possibly. That's how they launder it.
Yeah.
Nah.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah. He just set fire to money, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And the Japanese guy, the little Chinese investment banker. Apparently, the extended scene of that is that dude is sat on the top of that pile of money, bound and gagged.
Fantastic.
Okay, so though it was bought out by Wells Fargo in 2008, Wachovia was itself one of the largest banking institutions in the United States when it was found to have laundered money for Mexican drug cartels. A 22-month investigation by numerous federal agencies uncovered clear violations in the bank's anti-money laundering program, which amounted to the transfer of $378.4 billion.
Fucking hell.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I thought Wachovia was that place in Avengers 2.
Wakanda.
No.
Oh no, I know what you're on about, yeah.
Sarkovia.
Sokovia, the Sokovia Accords, yeah.
That's it.
By the way, slight tangent, Infinity War trailer.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll have me some of that.
Okay, in at number 9.
Sorry, Mike.
Sorry. Chinese underground banking and money laundering.
Huh?
Chinese investigators have uncovered an underground banking industry for processing illegal money transfers in the amount of 200 billion yuan, which is $30 billion. One bank disguised itself as a trade company and was likely involved in channeling money for drug dealers and smugglers.
Wow.
Number 8, the Forex scandal. In May 2015, 5 of the largest banks in the world, JP Morgan, Chase, Citicorp Bank, Barclays, the Royal Bank of Scotland and UBS were fined $5.7 billion in a settlement over charges of market manipulation.
So we've got Barclays and the Royal Bank of Scotland in there. I used to bank in Barclays, and ironically I went in one day and they said, "Oh, you had a financial check recently?" And it wasn't long after this. "Oh, you're the ones who've been bailed out." Oh,
Number 7, numerous banks worked with the Nazis.
always the Nazis.
Mhm.
I mentioned the Nazis later, don't worry about it.
They do crop up at every episode, to be
They
fair.
do, but it's almost like they're just It's like, just fucking get the Nazis in there somehow. Shoehorn them in.
Well, we were very influential in our time.
It's because they're coming back. That's what it is. They're trying to fucking get it back into the popular psyche.
They're not real Nazis. I'm with Joe Rogan. We need to stop calling them people in America Nazis, because then when real ones turn up, we better invent a new word. Because, you know what I mean?
Uber Nazis. There you go.
Millions of people were exterminated in concentration camps, which is well known.
It is.
Unless you're far right and believe it was holiday camps.
No, it's well known.
What many people tend not to consider is what happened to the victims' assets. As it happened, some banks were complicit in seizing the assets of their Jewish customers and handing those assets over to the Nazis.
Oh, of course they were.
In 1998, Barclays Bank agreed to pay $3.6 million to Jews whose assets had been seized by the bank's French branches during the war.
Fucking hell.
1998.
So Barclays Bank, a British bank, have got French branches, and those French branches must, I mean, alright, it probably was that sort of, give us that money. You know, the Gestapo would have gone in and said, got any Jewish customers? Yeah, right, hand over the money. But still, I suppose there's not a lot Barclays can do about that, in all fairness.
Well, I'm assuming because they're willing to pay it, they did it voluntarily. They didn't.
Well, yeah, but you know what the compensation culture's like nowadays.
Maybe, we don't know.
Yeah, but the clerks of the bank could have put together an A-team style resistance force.
They probably did after some of their workers had been executed by the Gestapo for being Jewish. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, the thing is, let's not forget the fact that when the Jews were being rounded up and taken places, they travelled with their wealth on their back. You know, they had diamonds and gold, and when they got to the camps, of course, that was taken from them. The gold teeth were taken from their mouths after they were dead.
Fuck.
And then all them gold teeth melted into bars and stamped with a SS or German eagle, and so
In number 6.
you know, so they had a. It wasn't just. All I'm saying is, it wasn't just what was in the banks.
Yeah. Well,
And it wasn't just European banks, the Chase Manhattan Bank as well. We're also involved. In at number 6, HSBC Holdings laundered billions for dictators, terrorists and drug cartels.
Wow. Isn't HSBC a British bank?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The amount of money involved over time period was not easy to calculate, but a single affiliate exceeded $7 billion in 1 year. Laundering fucking drug money. Number 5, the LIBOR scandal. The LIBOR, the London Interbank Offered Rate scandal, is probably the largest financial crime you've never heard of. When the scandal was uncovered in 2012, LIBOR was an interest rate that was being used in trillions of dollars of financial contracts around the globe. It can affect the cost of corporate loans, student loans, mortgages and more. So yeah, LIBOR is a big deal.
Right.
It's supposed to be the average rate at which banks can borrow money from each other for a short term. Each day, lending banks would submit their borrowing rates to the British Bankers Association, BBA. The BBA would throw out some of the highest and lowest rates and average the rest. Although the rates were calculated for various currencies and maturities, US dollar, LIBOR for 3 months was considered to be the most important. Unfortunately, some banks conspired to fudge their numbers. They were providing inflated or deflated interest rates to the BBA for years. When a bank changed their numbers, they could then profit on trades of financial instruments that were based on the inflated or deflated numbers.
It also says here, it's complicated, but it boils down to bankers rigging the numbers to make money. Deutsche Bank was one of the biggest participants in the fraud, and they were fined 1.74 billion. So, even though proving fault and imprisoning people remains difficult, who would have thunk it? Oh.
And at 4, Wells Fargo illegally seized cars belonging to US service members.
Well, that's low.
It's pretty low, isn't it?
Yeah.
Between 2018 and 2015, Wells Fargo repossessed cars in at least 430 cases.
Wow.
In one instance, the bank seized the car of an Army National Guardsman who was serving in Afghanistan and auctioned it off. And the bank went after the soldier's family to recover an additional $10,000 to clear the car loan.
So you feel sorry for that guy, because he's effectively what I was doing, a reservist who gets called up to go to Iraq, and he's probably being paid less for that than his proper job, so he's not making the payments because he's trying to support his family on lower
And the
wages.
bank's selling
And
the
then the
car.
bank's selling his car from under him.
And then making him pay the loan on top.
Yeah. Oh.
Ultimately, the bank was fined $24 million over the illegal repossessions. Number 3, shaved money from pension accounts.
Oh, this is an old one. We had that in this country because there was a Maxwell, wasn't it? Robert Maxwell in the News of the World pensions years ago. Never did find him, did they?
No.
I've only just had a pension recently.
Oh, we all have to do it now. We've got to increase the payments to it. Probably because of bad investments by the pension company.
Yeah. I was watching a video yesterday actually about Noel Edmonds.
Right.
His business got screwed,
Yeah.
by Lloyd's or H-Boss or Lloyd's Bank, one of them. And his business went under and he almost committed suicide
Oh shit.
Wow.
over the fact. And he's come out now and he's got a law case going.
But did
against
some
his
magical
banks.
charts tell him not to?
Yeah, because he has all that. He's into all that.
He
Isn't
is,
into his-
And
was
his
so-
magic healing box.
he? Yes, I've seen that he tried to sell to someone with cancer.
Hey, that's what I call my girlfriend's vagina.
Oh man, I hope she's not listening to this.
No.
Sorry, darling.
But yeah, didn't he used to have all them little like charms inked on his hand when he was on Deal or No Deal? Because that was like his comeback thing. It was like wish charms or something
Bless
like
him. He should have had him.
that. He should have fucking finished after Mr. Blobby went under.
No, I love it. I was surprised to find out on Facebook the other day that a few of our close friends were terrified by Mr. Blobby's children. I loved him.
No, I never
Personally.
had any issues with him.
I thought he was quite
And I don't
cool.
like people in suits usually. But Mr. Blobby was quite non-threatening, I thought.
I thought he was hilarious. Had
Yeah.
the teddy bear and everything.
Yeah.
And as I've previously confessed, I've confessed to some really dark things on this podcast. The darkest probably been I possessed a Mr. Blobby song on cassette tape.
I had a video cassette of Mr. Blobby's kind of like his own
I
little
think
show.
it had a
thing.
pink VHS
Yeah,
box. I remember
That's
that.
right, yeah.
Hey, there you go. Thanks, Ben, for joining with me in the confession time.
Yeah, nothing
I
about
think
it.
my guru-ness is rubbing off on you, isn't it?
No, it isn't. Just because of a shared childhood love for Mr. Blobby, beloved children's character, it's no different for me than both of us liking He-Man.
There's a childhood picture of me with a Care Bear.
I'd pay money to see that.
That explains a lot. That's why you're such a lefty.
Was it Love Bear?
It was. No, I don't know which bear. I think it's a blue one with a rainbow.
That's probably LGBT rights bear.
Could be.
Nowadays it would be.
Now, do you know what that bear's doing now, Mike? It's out there with a bike lock in a carrier bag, smashing protesters over the head who refuse to use the pronoun tis.
I
seen a meme, that's a
was gonna say sniffing crack in a alley, giving hand jobs to pay for
Yeah,
smoking
you know.
crack.
I
Give
seen
him
a
hand
meme
jobs.
that said Ewoks are Care Bears and we just did too many drugs.
Maybe something in that.
Well, if we could suspend disbelief and imagine those worlds are real for a moment, the planet of the Ewoks. Well, in all societies, there's the slightly, downtrodden, shut out. I'm sure what I'm saying is there's dropout drug addict Ewoks.
Probably,
Definitely.
yeah.
There has to be.
Too many leaves of the
Yeah.
whatever it is they have in that jungle, yeah.
Ended up sucking a little Wookiee cock for.
Little.
It's probably the size of an Ewok, isn't it?
I've never noticed before how long Chewbacca's sort of
Well, it
stomach
comes out like a
areas.
dog. It comes out like pink lipstick. And it's like, oh god, Chew's got
Put it away,
lipstick
Chewie.
out.
Yeah, the Ewok's like, yeah, I can handle that, and then his knob comes out. Like, oh my
Do you
god!
reckon like Chewie like gets a bit depressed and Han used to sort of stroke his chest or something like you do with a dog?
Yeah, and then he's like,
And then he's like, oh,
boy,
Chewie, put it away, Chewie.
calm down,
Lipstick
bad
comes
Chewie,
out.
bad Chewie.
Lipstick
Out of the
comes out. You need to go inside. Go inside, Chewie.
Yeah, out of the
Go
cockpit.
walk it off, big man.
Poke Luke Skywalker in the eye with it.
Well,
Yeah.
you're not putting any of that out, but that's all relevant. So what were we on
Can we
about?
put that in the description for next time as well? Chewbacca's dog cock.
I'd love to.
We've
but
only
I'm
just
gonna
got
get-
back on iTunes.
I'm
No,
gonna get banned again from sharing
Yeah.
on Facebook.
no dog cocks. We've been
No
banned
dog
enough in
cock.
our short time.
But we made
Shows
someone feel ashamed to be British.
Exactly, we know we're doing something right, we're on the right track, so let's not fuck it up now. That's why I don't talk to the public anymore on the page.
I had that nutter telling me to share that
Yes.
African pastor's sermon on the apocalypse, and I told him to fuck off.
I saw it and I let you deal with it, and I thought you dealt with it admirably because I didn't think you guys would appreciate me once again piling in. And like I was saying, if you haven't followed our Facebook page, which is, how do we find
Put
it?
to the bull in the post to the apocalypse.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's
Twitter
literally-
at Apocalypse Bull.
follow us, man. We post a few funny memes, don't we, and
We
things.
should
And
point out, if you're not listening to this on iTunes, we're also on SoundCloud, Stitcher, Podbean,
All of them.
All of them.
Where you find your
Yeah,
podcasts.
we're hoping to get us on Steam it soon.
Yeah, follow us, like us, if you're on the Facebook page, you'll have seen my recruitment video, and I look forward to your money. So moving on, Mike, number 2.
And leave us a review, but don't mention the fact that Gaz is trying to brainwash people into joining his cult.
Not brainwash.
Let's explain a bit more about this shaving off.
What happened to the old people's pensions? They
Well,
look
yeah.
very sad in the photograph.
Yeah,
They
they
do.
shaved money off their accounts. In lawsuits filed by New York State and federal authorities in 2011, Bank of New York Mellon was accused of scraping $2 billion of pension funds throughout the US by inflating foreign exchange fees and defrauding customers out of their money.
I wouldn't invest my money in a bank called Mellon. Doesn't sound very professional.
No.
In at number 2, Bank of Credit and Commerce International complicit in numerous illegal activities.
They look like scary bankers. They look
Yeah,
more like soldiers.
I think they're the Iran-Contra guys.
Yeah, there it's. Look, there we go. What does it say, man?
The Iran-Contra.
Yeah.
The US required a bank to fund the Contras, specifically the Bank of Credit and Commerce International, BCCI, to illegally launder the money from the sale, and they did. So money laundering to military dictators and drug cartels.
Well, what can you do, eh?
And it became defunct in 1991 due to its illegal activities. Probably too many.
I bet Ollie
Much.
North finally breathed a sigh of relief then, didn't he?
Yeah. And number 1, the fraudulent mortgage scam and the Great Recession.
Of course, we mentioned a quote of that woman last week where the bank lent her like all of the money for the house, $331,000,
Yeah.
and like then her husband lost his job and they couldn't pay it back.
So we've been through that one.
Well,
They're scamps. They're scamps.
They are. We have a video now from, who's this, Alan Greenspan?
Alan Greenspan, the old head of the Federal Reserve.
Federal Reserve being effectively what, the US bank.
Yeah. Basically saying it was all a mistake.
During the boom years, no one was more popular than the man who headed up the Federal Reserve, Alan Greenspan. But now that there's been a meltdown, Greenspan is getting a lot of heat and some of the blame. On Thursday, lawmakers grilled him on Capitol Hill. NBC senior investigative correspondent Lisa Myers has more on that. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning, Meredith. Greenspan became known as the maestro because of what was thought to be his masterful handling of the economy. But he now admits to flaws in his thinking and that the maestro made a mistake. He was the hero of the 90s economic boom, and all the while an unabashed champion of deregulation and free markets. But Thursday, Alan Greenspan was the prime target in the congressional blame game over the meltdown.
You were perhaps the leading proponent of deregulation, and my question for you is simple. Were you wrong?
Partially.
It was an extraordinary admission. Greenspan, famous for his intellect, said he made a mistake in trusting that the banks would act in the best interest of their shareholders and not act so recklessly. And he admitted to what he called a flaw in his long-held belief markets could regulate themselves.
In other words, you found that your view of the world, your ideology was not right. It was not working.
Precisely. That's precisely the reason I was shocked, because I had been going for 40 years or more with very considerable evidence that it was working exceptionally well.
Critics claim Greenspan got a lot of things wrong, that he opposed regulation of the complex financial transactions which helped cause the meltdown, kept interest rates too low too long, helping inflate a housing bubble, and failed to move against signs of trouble, including warnings from a Fed colleague about predatory lending to borrowers with bad credit.
There are always a lot of people raising issues, and half the time they're wrong. And the question is, what do you do?
Greenspan, who 2 years ago said the worst of the housing crisis may be over, said he did not foresee the free fall in home prices.
I did not forecast a significant decline because we had never had a significant decline.
The former champion of deregulation now acknowledges that more comprehensive regulation is justified. But true to his philosophy, Greenspan warns against overreacting, saying instituting rules to be sure this never happens again could stifle the economy. Meredith?
All right, Lisa Myers, thank you.
Wow. So he's got, I can't feel it sorry for him. He feels like he's been thrown under the bus a little bit.
He was in charge of the whole thing.
I know, but it's almost like
Do you feel bad because he's old as shit and...
No, he's like...
made millions of dollars.
I know
he's
that,
walked
but
away
he
and
wasn't...
left the world in shit.
And hang on, let me finish.
Go on, sorry.
He's almost like saying, like, yeah, well, for 40 years he's been right.
Yeah, but he wasn't right though, was he?
Well, he wasn't right in a way, but for 40 years things have been ticking over steadily, and then all of a sudden, it happens, and...
If you're going to throw anyone...
But he never forecasted it, because he was just thinking, fuck it.
Yeah, but everyone else was telling him.
That's true, but it's like you said, it's half the time they're telling me stuff's going to go wrong, and it doesn't.
Well, if you're going to throw someone under the bus, it might as well be a 107-year-old man.
That is true. I mean, I've got no sympathy for him, because he's been quite happy with the fractal banking system. It's made him a lot of money.
Yeah.
But to blame it all on him, when he did say, like, I trusted they would make the decisions responsibly. Well, that's your first mistake. Don't trust people with money to make responsible decisions. People who've got lots of money only want one more thing, and that's more money. The regulations were there,
and he helped deregulate it. So he helped cause the whole problem. Okay, it was 40 years down the line, but what a fucking mess! The worst fashion.
Well, yeah, but like I say, he was of a more trusting age, should we say, than maybe.
Should we go into what the alternative is to this shit fucking market economy?
Yep, and then I'll tell you about some conspiracies.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, do you want to know about the resource-based economy?
Yes, I know a little bit about this because they used this in World War Z to get in the book to get the US economy back on its feet.
Oh, I don't remember that bit.
Yeah, they go to a resource-based economy because the old system just wouldn't have worked.
Oh, awesome. And apparently they've got one in Star Trek.
Oh.
Jean-Luc Picard talks about it. There's a few videos on the internet.
All right.
Go and find them.
See, the superior captain.
Unless it was a fist fight.
Yeah, but there wouldn't be one with Picard.
A resource-based economy is a society without money, barter or trade, with the awareness that humanity is one family and where technology and science is used to its fullest to develop and manage the planet's resources to provide abundance for everyone in the most sustainable way. Okay?
So like the 3D printing of food, everyone gets one of them in their house kind of thing.
I don't know how that would work though, you'd need the ingredients, but yeah, that would work. So the money market economy versus resource-based economy. Okay? So the money market economy, you've got consumption.
Yeah, which we're all consumers.
Yeah.
Every single one of us.
Versus preservation.
So we don't consume as much.
Yeah, we
we
restock what we take and we take what we need.
Self-preservation, society.
But then I go get stuff I like.
That sounds like communism to me.
Yeah, but if I've got to...
I think it sounds a bit
So if I buy a book, what do I do then? Do I have to plant a tree in return, or
eat it?
Oh man, that's harsh. I want to keep the book. I haven't moved on to tablet to Kindles yet.
You have to murder an elder with it.
Well, that's fair enough.
Make more space.
You may not have to plant that tree, but someone would.
Oh, that's alright then. As long as someone else is doing it. I'm not planting trees.
Obsolescence.
Oh, so we make our technology last longer.
Yeah.
So
this is optimum design.
Yeah, so he's...
Yeah, obsolescence at the moment on the phones, shit. They keep
2 years, is it?
Yeah.
They're programmed to last a certain amount of time, or they download it, they update that fucks it.
Yeah, I know it's boring, guys, just hold on.
It's not boring, I didn't yawn because of that. It's been a long day, I was up at
Okay, I'm almost done.
It's not boring.
Explicit ownership versus shared access. So instead of everyone hoarding all the wealth, it's all shared about for everybody.
So we still get money in this then?
No money. Infinite growth versus dynamic equilibrium. So at the moment we've got infinite growth, keep growing and growing.
Oh, because that'll stave off the worst. So if we grow
but it's killing the planet.
What's the opposite one?
The opposite is dynamic equilibrium.
What does that mean?
That means everything that stays the same. So if something goes up, something else has to be growing in its place. Or
we only use what oil we can afford to that year.
Everything's kept at an equal happy medium on the earth.
But people will make less money from that though, won't they?
There's no money. Market growth versus collaboration. So instead of like private companies competing, everyone gets together. The best phone produces a phone that would last 100 years, and like every year you get a free update, or free model, a new updated model. So everyone's working. There's no money.
But how do we?
I'll get to that in a minute. Inequality versus equality. So the moment we've got inequality, with this you'd have equality. Human labour versus mechanisation. That's happening anyway.
Yeah. And
scarcity versus abundance.
Right now.
But someone's still got to work to make that stuff. I mean, someone's got to grow the food, haven't they?
So we'll all share the work. So you do something you want to do, You know, you wouldn't get paid for it. You're doing it towards a society. But it wouldn't be like 40 hours a week. It could be 4 hours, it could be 8 hours, whatever you want.
No one's going to do fuck all.
Because you're going to get up on a cold December morning and go, oh man, I really should go and feed the cows. Oh, a bit early though, isn't it?
Yeah, but...
And then you'll stay in bed till 12 and the milk will be shit.
No, because you'd still want people still want to do that. People like being farmers.
But I don't want to be a farmer.
No, you'll be doing what you want to do. We'll be
I want to be a CSI investigator.
Well, you can be that then.
But
how can I be that? I've got no qualifications in it.
Doesn't matter.
How does me shagging a lot of dodgy, questionable women help the economy?
That's not a job though.
That's your pastime.
That's what I want to do.
You got to do your community service, say 4 hours a week.
I do community service. I fuck the women, other people won't.
No.
Then we're populated by little Gazes.
No, I think I'm firing blanks, to be honest.
Right, I've got a video to explain
I'm
it.
the luckiest man alive. Potentially both.
I've got a little video to explain it better, hopefully.
Okay then.
I love my girlfriend. Let me come home. Here's the video.
Imagine, if you will, if you can, an island of 10,000 people with $10 billion on the island available. No resources, no arable land, no water, no fish. You have nothing. So what is the real value in the future? Resources. War, poverty, corruption, hunger, misery, human suffering will not change in a monetary system. That is, there'll be very little significant change.
The major difference between a resource-based economy and a monetary system is that a resource-based economy is really concerned with people and their well-being, where a monetary system has become so distorted that the concerns of the people are really secondary, if they're there at all.
If people have access to the necessities of life without servitude, debt, barter, trade, they behave very differently. We don't have to worry about finances. Our question in the future is, do we have the resources? We can rehouse everyone, eliminate poverty, build hospitals all over the world. You want all these things available without a price tag. It's an economy with sensors throughout the system. So we know the weather conditions, we know plant diseases all over the world. The earth will be monitored, not people. I got all these ideas from the human body. When you get an infection in your toe, there's no committee meeting. Sends a committee to the brain and says there's an infection in the toe. The brain says, I'm going to think it over. By that time, your infection's up to your knee. So the human body sends antibodies, the nervous system, immediately to the infected area. That's exactly what a resource-based economy is. The system I advocate, a resource-based global economy, is not perfect. It's just a lot better than what we have. We can never achieve perfection.
Speak for yourself.
I get what he's saying.
It's interesting.
I get what he's saying, but like, okay, so you want to train? You no one's gonna work unless you want. You do your 4 hours community service, whatever a week, probably more than that. But so you still got to train a doctor. You still got to train engineers.
People will still want to be doctors. People will still want to be engineers
and hookers.
And hookers. People will still want to be making podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be our contribution to the world.
Right. Oh my God, this is our contribution to the world. Oh.
Hey, come on. I've heard worse podcasts than this.
That's it.
I know.
We inform and make people laugh.
Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah, but where's... You can't just train someone to be a doctor for... I know there's no money, but stuff... What you do... So another doctor's giving up his time to train some more doctors.
Yeah, because he likes to be a doctor.
How does he get food? Just go and help himself.
Yeah.
You get a ration. You must have a ration.
You'd have a ration, or you just...
That sounds like communism.
Well,
I said a political thing.
You do.
Yeah, and it kind of is. Everything's produced by the state and dished out to everybody.
It is.
But the problem is, how just stop the people at the top having better stuff than...
Well, there's no money.
The guy at the bottom.
You
could be on margarine and they could be on butter.
Well, you wouldn't need to... that's what he's on about, that dynamic equilibrium. Everyone...
Yeah, but that's just crazy. Yeah, but he's going, it'll be dynamic equilibrium. And then I come in and go, you know what? maybe I should have butter, because butter production's low this year. So maybe I should have like my year's supply and then just dish the rest out to my cronies and everyone else can have marge.
Yeah, but if we've got this working properly, we've got enough for everybody.
And then
but you're always going to have low yields and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
What stops violent gangs coming round and just taking your stuff?
Yeah.
Well,
they
obviously...
want more butter?
Because I wouldn't want to be a part-time policeman, because that shit's dangerous. I want to be paid handsomely for that.
Who's going to protect you?
Yeah, but all the resources there for you to go and get, you wouldn't need to rob anything. It's all free.
Yeah,
people always want more. Some men just want to watch the world burn, Mike.
And will there still be junkies?
Who was that? There's Gaz.
Oh, that's a beer. We haven't had one for a while.
The guru forbids you to ask.
Nah. The guru can suck my nuts. It's the beer rule.
I'm not saying it's
How much money is in your wallet?
Not enough. It never is.
Back to the bankers.
I'm not saying it's not complicated and it won't throw up its own issues, but it's certainly a lot better than what we've got at the moment.
I don't know, I like it when I get my money at the end of the month.
Yeah, but we haven't got to work for that though, have we?
You haven't got to work for it and you go and get what you want.
We just go out, we do a bit of, I don't know, let's say 12 hours a week, 3 day, 4 hours stints.
But you said it can't be
4
what you
hours
want.
a day.
It'll
I
be
do
ration.
4 hours a day.
It'll be ration.
But be enough for everybody.
But maybe if you worked
more...
You
can only eat so much butter, for God's sake, you know what I mean?
I was just using that as an example.
I know, but any food stuff...
But maybe if you worked more, you'd get more stuff.
I like capitalism.
Because you're putting in more work.
In this system, how am I supposed to feel superior to people?
Oh, that's the thing, you don't.
Well, that's it, you don't.
Oh, well, where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in looking down my nose? Because
at the moment, guys, you're pretty much dog shit pile. No offence, we all are.
My ego's taking a pounding.
We all are. Go on, even you self-confess it in your own book.
And you said that as a van driver, you said previously as a van driver, you're looked down on by like limo drivers, and in turn you look down at the sanitary waste.
Do you realise how the rich live, the wealthy live, and how opulent they are?
Yeah, but you know, they all go.
Yeah, and all you've got is the hope that one day you might be like that. You were saying you want to win some money. But in this,
I would like some money.
You can do what you want. It's all shared.
Okay, but we're all members of the anthill, and there's only one way you leave the anthill, and that is in a body bag, rich or poor.
Yeah.
You know, so just try and have as much fun as you can along the way.
Yeah, but we can't have that much fun because we haven't got any money because you've been sucked up by the wealth.
Yeah, by the 1% who took 82% of the world's wealth.
For how long? But let's be realistic. Your system sounds nice, but it's not going to happen, is it?
Why not?
Yeah, see, that's
just fucking nice.
Well, why not?
It would take a revolution to do that.
Exactly.
I mean, a literal overthrowing of the government, hard years of struggle and struggle. Are you prepared to slit a throat, Mike, for this?
I'm not saying we can go straight from this.
Because you're going to have to.
I'm not saying we can go straight from this to RBE. It's impossible. You've got to have steps. Steps like UBI, UBS.
Or a zombie apocalypse.
USB. UB40.
Don't you dare mention UB40 in my presence.
Universal basic income or universal basic services.
Universal basic income.
If I had a gun right now, I'd shoot you.
And I would arise.
So there we have it. If you want to learn more about it, you can go and research it.
Who is this chap anyway?
He's part of the Venus Project. He's dead now, but he's 101 or something when he died.
Wow.
And it isn't his idea. I mean, this is just one guy that is using that idea to, try and get it into fruition. But it came originally in the 1900s. There's like political engineers and shit that come up with this stuff.
That bloke looks like the last time he came was in the 1900s.
It was 101.
Bless him.
No,
it's. I think he's still pretty compass mentis for 101. Yeah. I wish I was that together. I mean, I'm not to get that together now. I'm 35.
We've noticed.
I never thought I'd live this long.
Me neither. I like the idea.
Yeah.
It's a lovely idea, just like the Wall Street Occupy gang. That was a lovely idea. Still got their heads cracked though, didn't they?
Yeah.
And good luck trying to implement this.
Yeah,
the banks do
fuck
to you.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it can be done. We
would...
need to get back the levers of power.
Mm-hmm. That's very revolutionary talk, Mike.
It is.
I would just like to first be one of the first to say I love my bank.
We have the power. We are the many, they are the few.
We have the power.
Available on Netflix recently, actually. The He-Man series.
Well,
He-Man season 1.
It's lovely.
Shake those chains from you like Jew.
What did you call me?
DEWG.
Oh. Look, these are very revolutionary words for revolutionary minds.
Oh, he's a crypto-communist, isn't he?
But I'm not
Crypto-Marxist.
Sorry, crypto-Marxist.
I'm not in the mood to overthrow. Do you know what I mean? I've just...
It's going to involve killing people for a start.
Once again, and I'm opening myself up to ridicule from Ben again, but I'm just being honest. I've found some happiness recently in life. I don't want to go out stabbing and fighting in the
it's
streets.
Peaceful, mate, peaceful.
Just keep sending the money to my
But they've got
account.
guns and you haven't.
I will continue to suck the corporate cock of my masters as long as I can live in...
Well, I'm going to fight to the death, so...
I'm going to watch my flat-screen misery machine every night and, you know...
And assimilate the government propaganda.
Yeah! Like a good ant.
Well, I'm ready to die for the cause.
Mike, is that a suicide vest you're wearing?
No,
I'm
Mike!
not going to kill anybody. I'm just... I am prepared to die if the time comes.
What, just like jump off a bridge shouting...
Well, no, obviously...
Free market system!
Resource-based economy!
Obviously, in some kind of political upheaval, I am willing to sacrifice my life in order to the benefit of humanity.
Well, I think we should pool our resources and start raising money through the cult stroke church.
I don't think as a tax-free organisation, guys, we can fund revolution.
We can fucking steal some, but do you know what? This is an insight. I hope there's no policeman listening. But I had a weird... I'm not a bank robber or a shop robber. But today, I thought it was a bit brazen, to be honest. I was in the Tesco on the way here, getting some tobacco, and the one woman came to the till, and I approached the till, and she went, just give us 2 minutes. And she was counting a big wedge of money, and the two of them had to both... It was some security type thing. She was counting it in front of the other one to get the other one to sign before she put it in a blue bag and put it in some tube thing. But it was right there in front of me, like, just stood where they normally stand, just counting out hundreds and hundreds of pounds. And it did pop into my mind, like, you could just lean over and fucking grab that.
And run.
So easily and run. But then my mind went through the logical process of what would then happen. You know, I'm already on camera, my number plate is already on camera. You know, but I'm just saying, the thought popped there in the mind. But I didn't do it. I'm a good spiritual leader. You know, this psychologist I've been listening to recently, Jordan Peterson, says that one of the important things is to face the demon inside you, acknowledge it, don't deny it, acknowledge that it's there, and ignore it, and still be good. You see?
So
that's what I did today.
You're a wannabe cult leader, listen to psychologists telling you how to manipulate people.
No, not how to manipulate people. The book
That's
is
what psychologists
No,
do.
that's how you look at everything, just through a dark prism of misery.
It's got me through this far.
I need a piss. Sorry, I should have gone on the break. I've been a bad presenter this week.
I'm leaving that open.
Well, this week.
So no foray into the world of banking conspiracy would be complete without taking a look at a couple of famous families.
Oh yeah, hit me with it.
The Rothschilds,
Yeah.
family of German Jewish bankers who've accumulated vast sums of wealth for the past 2 centuries.
They're like the rock stars of the bank.
Oh, yeah.
They're the famous ones.
Absolutely. He's the original founder of the family, the founder of the banking thing was Meyer Amschel Rothschild, a court Jew to the Landgraves of Hesse-Kassel in the Free City of Frankfurt.
Oh.
By the end of the 18th century, they'd started to amass a huge fortune. In the early 1800s, Jews were granted equal rights as citizens in German provinces.
Mm-hmm.
So they just keep making money.
Well, they never stop.
Basically, mind-bogglingly rich Jewish bankers who funded wars had a multinational network all the way back to the international 18th century, ripe for conspiracy theorising. Now, what is true is that old Meyer here, Meyer Amschel Rothschild, had 5 sons. In Napoleonic Wars, we're talking sort of 1780-something, 1790s to 1815, and then 1815 to 1815 again. Now, he sent one of his sons to Paris to basically tell Napoleon the Rothschilds would fund him all the way. He sent another of his sons to London to tell the Brits, who we were kind of not, and didn't have an army on the continent yet. That didn't happen until sort of 1796, 7, something like that. that he would fund us other ways. So that's why we managed to build up a huge navy and trade fleet and everything. And so they were funding both sides.
Paying for both sides?
Paying for both sides, because they both need ships, they both need guns, they both need soldiers. Yeah, we'll loan you all that money.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, no.
And the worse you are losing, the more money you're going to try and get, aren't you?
Yeah.
But also, they've pretty much played, according to the main accusation is the Napoleonic thing is definitely a fact. But allegedly also the American Civil War, the Franco-Prussian World War, World War One and World War Two.
Well.
Someone has to finance some wars.
Yep. That's it. So, and of course now they get attached now to any sort of NWO or Illuminati or one world government theory. So basically they control the majority of the cash in the world, so therefore they control the governments. As that quote we had the other week saying, from the chap saying, from one of the Rothschilds, saying he effectively controlled the government of England because he gave them the money.
Yeah. They're the what you might call the illuminated ones. The Illuminati. Well, they are, aren't they? They're the most powerful people in the world.
Yeah.
Well, allegedly.
Apart from any superpowered humans. Well, Randy Kramer. He could beat up a Rothschild.
He could, but I still say stick him in an MMA ring. That's what I
Yeah,
want to
he needs
see.
to put into the test.
I think he does. It's a simple test.
It's a very simple test.
Yeah.
It'll be over very quickly.
Put him against 3 because he said his body reacts to more. The more people, the higher danger threat his body reacts to.
There you go.
So put him against 3 of the top MMA fighters and see how he reacts. It's beaten to shit. We know that it's gone wrong.
There you go. So, and these Rothschild, this bloodline still continues today.
Yeah.
They are still a powerful. All I can say is you said they had 5 sons. Thank God they didn't have 7.
7 sons to 7 daughters or something like that.
7 sons and a 7th son.
Oh,
That's the
7
Iron
son
Maiden
to 7
song.
son.
I'm
Yeah,
basing it
yeah.
all my sort of mythical things come from Iron Maiden lyrics. That's my main exposure. That's the only way I know what the Eye of Horus is, because it's a lyric. But yeah, so the Rothschilds, Rothschild, doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Of course, in conspiracy land, the ascendancy of Wall Street firms is all part of their plan. The first step was in creating a Federal Reserve to concentrate power in their hands even further, so they would own the US as well as Europe. Then they took over the UN, they own the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, all of it. They are the puppet masters and we are their puppets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Allegedly though, that's all allegedly. Apparently they're not guilty of anything besides some dirty financial games and being obscenely rich.
They are the shepherds and we are the sheep.
But apparently they also do great wine. I don't know, I've never drank wine.
Ever?
Nope, never drank wine.
Whoa.
Actually, I have drank it and decided I didn't like it.
I was going to say, hold the pot. Never drank wine.
So I've had
Never
like a
in
few
moment
sips
of
and gone,
desperation.
nope.
Wow, you're a stronger man than me.
Class traitor.
I'm not a class
I
traitor.
refuse to drink wine.
I
I'm a
like a
class
good
traitor.
rosé, I do.
Fair play, Mike, but I drank, I drank, you know, well, the night after I got with my lady, the love of my life, I do believe I reported on the podcast
You
that
did?
I walked through the streets drinking red wine from the bottle. Why was I drinking it? Not because I'm a class traitor. That's all she had there for me to steal for my walk home. I'll fucking, if it's wet and alcoholic, and it's the right time of night, I'll have it.
Don't go on the dental yet, Gaz.
Well,
But also, you just made sweet love.
yeah, I was
You're at a
celebrating.
lady's house. She only had wine. I'll accept that because you're probably pissed anyway.
Oh, I was still pissed.
So, yeah, maybe in that scenario, I'm on top of the world. What you got for me to drink on the walk home, love?
Oh, I did ask her. I just did. She was still passed out. I just rooted through whatever was left.
Did you drug her?
I'd already writ all the hard stuff. What the fuck? Why is she
She's still passed out. That's it.
from the fucking booze and sex?
Oh, right.
I didn't sleep. I never sleep. I'm a machine. You know.
I'm not going into that again.
So well, I'm not a machine. I just good speed. You know, I liberated a bottle of wine because it was all that was left.
Yeah.
So anyway,
You know what?
Rothschild.
I'd still really turn my nose up at that. If it was left on the side,
You're
I'd
a
go,
fucking
Hey, mate,
snob.
now and
I'm not-
again, at the Haygate, end of the night, take out, bottle of Sandy Cove, job's a good one.
Sounds good to me. Look at Ben's
Sandy
face.
fucking Cove.
That was the house wine.
I'm sorry, but I'm disgusted with both of
So
you.
you're telling me you've never said the words, could I take a bottle of the house wine home, please?
I've never even asked for house wine. I couldn't give 2 fucks what the house wine
Ben,
is.
Do you know what I mean?
I wouldn't drink wine.
It's not class traitor.
I tell you what,
You're
you
actually a
wouldn't-
snob.
I'm not a snob.
Yeah.
I think that wine is pretentious.
You wouldn't get one of them Rothschilds.
I wouldn't. But they probably love me for being. I'd be like a bit of rough for them. They'd love it.
It's always
Yeah,
wine.
rough gimp.
Women always leave me for people who drink wine.
This has
Never
happened
beer,
to
is
me
it?
before. This has happened. No, I
Oh,
don't-
that's now we're getting to the nub of it. That's why you hate wine. She left you for a more sophisticated fellow who, enjoyed the swilling of the wine in the glass before he swallowed it down.
Yeah, swill the wine. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off.
How about if I poured it? Because I've learnt through life, well, I don't know much, but I know you can pour a bottle of wine into a pint glass, more or less.
Oh.
You can.
Nah, that's alright, is it?
It fucking is, I'm telling you. More or less.
Em-
It's
em-
not far off.
It's gonna be like a 1.5 litre bottle of wine. That's
No,
560
no,
millilitres, which is 1
It's
pint.
about 750. But
Yeah,
it's
Well,
always
you don't
in
pour
a
that into a
glass.
pint glass.
Well, it's
A
not.
pint glass is
I'm telling you.
568 millilitres. You're not pouring a 700ml bottle into a 560 millilitre glass, are you?
Almost. What I'm saying is I could pour you a pint of wine and it's almost a bottle of wine. Will you not accept the pint of wine?
No.
So that's often how I've done it. But you get shit-faced because you drink it like it's lager at the same pace, forgetting that it's 14% fucking proof. And you get monstrously shit-fucked and probably thrown out. I've got experience. Wine's good if you do it right.
Yeah.
Don't do it like a punt. Do it right from a pint
My
glass or the
first kiss
bottle.
was pissed on red wine.
There you go. Good things happen.
There you go.
It was
Yeah.
good enough for the Romans, Ben.
Yeah, but the Saxons drank
And
ale,
you-
didn't they? And,
Oh, here we
and
go.
the Vikings drank ale.
Oh, and you've got so
mead.
much in fucking common with them.
I'm blonde hair and blue eyed. I'm pretty much from their line, aren't I?
Oh, so you're basically a Saxon, sorry.
Yeah, I'm an Anglo-Saxon.
You're going to ride your steed home.
Yeah. No, it's wine. It's just like yours seems a bit ponty to me.
When have you ever drunk mead?
Never.
Exactly.
But I've drank a lot of ale, you know.
As my roots are French,
What the
French
fuck?
aristocracy.
This is a new
Oh,
revelation.
God.
Yeah,
French-
my
yeah.
roots
Some
are French.
internet fucking test told you it was full of...
French aristocracy.
Was it a free one or did you pay for it?
No, it's free.
Oh, for
Oh,
so,
there
okay,
you go.
here we go. I'll hear you out. Here you
Okay, my surname was the name of one of William's,
William the
William the
Conqueror.
Bastard,
William the Conqueror. Yeah.
or William the Bastard,
Or William the if you liked him or not.
or William of Orange, whichever one you want
No,
to
that's,
think.
no, he wasn't
It's
William of
something
Orange.
different.
That's someone
Or
completely
Bill.
different. Bill the Bastard, he was known as. Or Bill the Conqueror to his mates.
Pecos Bill. Whoever he is.
Who?
Pecos
So,
Bill.
so they reckon you're related to him?
Previous episode. Yeah, he was given Leicestershire as a prize, and apparently that's where my
A
surname.
booby prize.
Well done, Bill.
Sorry, have you been given your own cane too?
All in
I'll
good
tell you what,
time.
Yeah, when he's
I'll tell you what,
compounded
though.
that third world hellhole, I was on
I'll
county
tell you what,
Donington isn't that bad.
Gas tone.
I'll tell you what, though, the bastard must have
Vincent
squandered
Bill.
it away over the years, so I've got shit all.
Well, you know.
See, my last name is Carter. What do you think we did for a living?
Can't run out of dead people.
Exactly.
Good play.
First middle class, in a way.
First word.
That's a fucking stretch, I'm sorry.
We've
Who
got
told you
service
that?
providers.
No,
Carter.
seriously, they were working class, but they were paid middle class because there was such a need for people
Yeah,
to cast
upper
around
working
dead
class.
bodies.
I've got a car. You're going to pay me to shift stuff for
Everyone
you.
with that surname.
And I'm French aristocracy.
So this
What
is,
are you?
So this is true of everyone of this surname. So everyone with McDonald is a fucking burger magnate.
No, he's probably
Fuck
some
you
Scottish.
two and
He's
your
a Scottish
Scottish
Highlander.
I don't think that.
Yeah, he's a
McDonald's-
Scottish Highlander. There's a McDonald clan.
Yeah, I
So
don't, think
he's from that.
I don't think McDonald's the branch was before the Scottish.
For the Scottish feudal system.
Alright, then, where are you going?
And the
That
clan
proves
system.
my fucking point though, doesn't it?
Well, no, because they used to cart people the dead.
We used to pay
His
a lot of
fucking
money.
Great grandfather didn't fucking cart
No.
dead people around. So what the fuck you on about
I
then?
remember where the name originated.
Yeah, all names like Smiths. Yeah, blacksmiths.
I'm
stuff
aware
like-
of this phenomena, yes.
Alright, so
But what I'm saying is it doesn't apply to every single person with the surname Carter. That you've got
Hey,
fuck
come-
all
come-
claim to carting anything about.
I drive a forklift at work.
For fuck's sake.
I'm literally a modern day Carter.
You are, yeah.
And me granddad used to own a bus company, so there you go.
Oh, fuck me, you've proved what?
It's proving the name. It's in the genes, man.
Wow. Well, good luck to whatever shit or dead body fucking hurling around offspring you're going to
You want to join a uniform cult? At least I can say my genealogy.
Hey, I'm not focused on the past, Ben.
Mike's a bloody French aristocrat who blew it all. Literally probably blew everything.
Yeah. Well, they're French.
Exactly. The soixante neuf.
He definitely had a big out there.
I hope it wasn't a string of onions.
No, they feel nice on the way out. Just like anal bees.
Do you think they feel nice on the way out, do they, Gaz?
Please let them be Spanish and not the big cooking ones.
Depends how bad you feel. So back to the banking.
Do you remember the Rockefellers?
Yeah, the Rockefeller gang.
I'm still rocked from the last insult. Number 6 on the board today. Who are you? He's a Carter. I'm French aristocracy. Vincent, who are you? Well, I'll do some fucking research on the same dodgy bullshit websites you two went on, and I'll get back to you next fucking week, unless I find out something really embarrassing.
Yeah.
We've been sanitary
boys.
experts for our fucking rent boys.
Well-known
Well, how would we fucking... I suppose we'd have to be gay to be a rent boy.
A well-known
Just have
family
a
of
wife.
gigolos.
Hey!
And shit shovelers.
I'll take that.
I suppose van, wine. A wine merchant.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
why he likes wine.
yeah,
That's
could
my
be.
guess.
Yeah.
Vincent, wine merchant.
Yeah, van, yeah. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds a bit foreign to me though, Mike.
Yeah, sounds a bit poncy to me.
Oh!
French aristocracy!
Fighting aristocracy in general.
He was his great
noble
general. He was a knight.
Noble general.
Hopefully all the knights who says knee.
You weren't, your fucking ancestors were. Possibly.
He'd be spinning his grave.
Well, like I
Mike.
said,
See what the liberal hippie you've turned into in your resource-based economy.
We'll return to this genealogy war feature next week once I've informed myself with a quick Google. Fuckers. Right, back
here's
to
with
these
the
Rockefellers
Rockefellers.
bastards. Let's finish this off.
The Rockefellers made their money in oil in the late 19th century, primarily through Standard Oil, later part of ExxonMobil.
Gained a monopoly of the oil market.
Yeah, huge monopolistic oil company in 1911. And then, but they invested in pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So mainly conspiracy about them is they've long been associated with the idea of a secret world government, the New World Order or One World Order, through institutions such as the Trilateral Commission.
Yeah.
What's that then, Mike?
I'm guessing there's 3 bits of it.
Yeah, I'm guessing that.
It is America, Japan,
Taiwan?
Taiwan.
Good guess, you said China.
Maybe China, maybe Britain, I don't know.
Well, either way,
Yeah,
it was
somewhere.
founded by David Rockefeller to facilitate international economic cooperation and having lots of fancy foreign conferences. Other secret institutions like the Bilderberg Group are often implicated.
Yeah, Bilderberg, yeah.
They're more your sort of... they are also accused of being part of a Roman Catholic conspiracy against American Protestantism and freedom of religion, being supposedly the descendants of the Jesuit Roggenfelder family who fled Germany in one of the country's periodic outbursts of anti-Catholicism. This is despite the fact that most sources say William Sr. and his family were Protestant, but theorists like to claim the Rockefellers lied about their religion.
Now it's interesting you mentioned Jesuits, because I've got a video on that in a bit.
In 2015, David lightheartedly confirmed the conspiracy theories, saying he had indeed been working for increased international cooperation all his life. Take that how you will. Also, they've been accused of using their donations to medical charities to promote conventional, i.e. scientific-based evidence, medicine, and big pharma, and crush alternative medicine. But that's just for your hippies.
Nah. Anybody else?
No. I saw they also allegedly the earliest advocates of building the World Trade Center. The 2 towers were destroyed, obviously, in the 9/11 attacks, but were supposedly named David and Nelson after the Rockefeller brothers.
Why did they want them burned? Burn the records.
Well, it's just I think that they financed may have used their money and influence to get a bit of revenge on. Well, certainly make some money out of the fact that they destroyed their kind of legacy, as it were. Not legacy, but what is it? They're icons, aren't they? Them two big towers. They're icons of that family, and even though everyone doesn't know, but they know about it. I don't know. It's So yes, that's the Rockefellers. There are conspiracies associated with.
Do you want me to tell you who might be above the Rockefellers?
Please do.
The Rothschilds.
It's basically the same people I found.
I don't know.
Let's have a look.
And then,
according to World Bank whistleblower Karen Hughes.
Please tell me they're reptilians.
No. They're a group of hominids called Homo capensis.
All right.
That run the World Bank. And
that's the first time they've come
I've
up
never
on
heard
the
that
show.
phrase before. Homo capensis.
Been saving this one as a doozy.
Let's see what she says.
She used to work for the World Bank, and she is claiming that these people, or these creatures, I suppose, run the world.
We have found out, and this sounds implausible, but it is absolutely correct. The fact that it's been held in secret doesn't mean that it's not true. It is true. There's a second species on this planet. They're not extraterrestrials. They're very much with us. They made maps in the previous ice age. The remnants of their civilizations are all over the place. A lot of times along the coast it's submerged because the sea level has gone up by 400 meters. But this group has large brains. They're very distinct from Homo sapiens. Their DNA is so different that if the two species mated, their offspring would be infertile. And we know this because their DNA was just tested. They have skulls all over the place because they have been on Earth with us. But after the Ice Age, there weren't that many of them. And so they've been hiding. And one of the places that they've been hiding is in the Vatican. That's why the Vatican are wearing those meters. It turns out that that's also what the high priest wore in the early beginnings of Judaism. Moses was actually Akhenaten, who was a pharaoh. They know this because the papyrus that was taken from one of the pyramids talks about this. The people that are doing archaeology in Israel know this. And the reason is that not only is Homo capensis trying to keep human beings under control by divide and conquer using our money system, they've also been doing this with our religions, organized religions, trying to get human beings to hate people of different religious faiths so that they will kill each other off, so that the people in the back of manipulating human beings could stay in, what can I say, could use us like cattle. That's what's been going on through our history. Because they have been going to meetings. I sent an email to a fellow in Portugal, and the next day he went to a meeting of bankers, and he sent me back an email saying that at that meeting there had been a big-skulled individual with bright blue eyes. Another person in touch with Dr. Edward Spencer, who's a retired neurologist. He's the one who started telling me about this. A friend of his was in Egypt and saw these Homo capensis running around. Their skulls are all over the planet. It's not a conspiracy theory. Just because this group likes to hide and likes to accuse people of having conspiracy theories doesn't make these facts wrong. They're facts.
Well, okay. I have a better source than some chap who was an early origin, Some brain doctor's mate. I've got a better source than that. And she's describing Atlanteans.
We need to know though, it says she's a former World Bank employee. Was she the fucking cleaning lady?
Yeah.
I mean, she's a fucking loon.
I looked up at my mop and saw this bloke with a big head.
There were these people with big skulls all running around.
I think I'm a Homo canopia sapien, whatever the fuck it was.
This is true. I take a large hat.
I got blue eyes. I'm a Homo capensis. I don't know where my intellect went. Well, I can explain that with chemical damage. You know. So come on then, Ben. Is this?
All right, well, I'll give you
your big theory. You.
Well, no, I'll give you one last conspiracy theory on who caused all of it, and it was.
What, you saying it wasn't the Homo capensis?
Well, maybe, but
fuck.
Someone more sort of. So because you know how conspiracy theories go, like it's either the Nazis or the Jews.
Yeah, well,
the Rothschilds kind of thing is always they're Jews.
Okay.
There are literally on various right wing, alt right, even neo-Nazi message boards.
What are your favourites?
They're all in favour. They're all not my favourites, but apparently the Jewish banks masterminded the crisis because Israel. Emerged relatively unscathed from the crash.
Oh.
No surprises where this comes from. It was Hamas and Iran, majority opposed. But of course, the Rothschilds, the Lehman Brothers Bank apparently transferred large amounts of Israel to Israeli banks. Yeah, this one doesn't hold too well for me because this website is run by a Holocaust denier.
Doesn't mean it's not true. Oh, the Holocaust. I'm not saying it doesn't mean that. Get it? No, just because that website printed it doesn't mean it's not true, but I'm not going to claim to understand it.
Fair enough. Well, I'll tell you who I think was behind the world crash.
Because you alluded to this last week that you've got a theory.
It's not the goddamn Atlanteans.
Okay.
Atlanteans, a species who've been hanging around on Earth. It is the goddamn.
Well, their friend saw one in Portugal at a banking conference.
Oh wow!
Some big skulled individual.
That's all right then.
The man has a really big skull.
It was in fact the tall whites, who are also referred to as the Nordics. They're tall, they're blonde, they're white.
It's them.
They're practically they're blue-eyed. Now this comes from the Snowden files, Snowden releases, Edward Snowden.
I'm aware of him.
Yeah. Picked up on by Iran's semi-official news agency FARS, and it was so serious that they got the source from the Russian Federal Security Services, the FSB, who were stunned by the revelations. A secret regime of tall whites who used to be in cahoots with the Third Reich, Nazis again, who helped Germany build a fleet of superior U-boats, basically been running US foreign policy since 1954 when Eisenhower met with them. They have been determining US domestic and foreign policy. Apparently the reports in this incontrovertible proof in quotations.
Okay.
Most disturbingly, the FSB, which is the Russian intelligence agency, report warns the tall white agenda calls for the creation of a global electronic surveillance system meant to hide all info about their presence. This is in preparation for the final phase of their end plan for the assimilation and world rule. Total assimilation and world rule.
Sign me up.
Currently, the US government is embroiled in a cataclysmic power struggle between the alien batch human government and some unknown force, in quotes, opposed to the US alien alliance. That's who caused the banking conspiracy. It's the tall whites. They don't care about us. They just want the planet to be alright, and they realise the easiest way to get rid of us is to take out our economic system. Boom. There you go. Tall whites, Nordics. Nazis. Eisenhower. It's all there. Alien agenda.
Boom.
Mic drop. I'm done.
I'm convinced. Have you got £2.50?
No, I've got a free coffee there.
No, that sounds good.
No, that's bad cultism.
If it's somebody, it might as well be them. As we discovered, was it last episode, that the Nazis just disbanded and became corporations?
Exactly, but they were in cahoots with the tall
systems.
whites.
Yeah.
They introduced them to Eisenhower, 54.
It all fucking ties
It all fits together, man.
And that's the thing, they say that...
And that's not just the Tisky talking, I can tell you that much. That's not the Tisky and weed combo. That is the truth.
It's not the strong continental lager combined with marijuana cigarettes.
No.
That's Ben's truthful, journalistic opinion.
Hey, Iran's semi-official news agency, the Russian security service, the Snowden leaks. There you go.
I'm in. So,
Mike?
should we
what do you reckon?
What are your opinions wrapping up of the bank system?
So what caused the banking crisis? Was it just human greed or alien intervention? Or Atlanteans?
Cunts in suits.
Or just dudes in the medieval period who thought, hey, let's say we've got more money than we should have, than we've actually got in our safe.
It's the corruptible human soul. That's to blame.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep, man.
That's true. Hey ho, but I got
hey ho, we're all infallible.
I want to finish on a quote from the Bible, if I may.
Okay.
As long as I get to promote Satan after.
Timothy 6:10.
Timothy 6:10. Can I read it? Do my vicar voice?
Timothy.
Actually, I can't read your fucking handwriting.
Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Oh, I've heard that one.
Now please make your donation to the place which is being passed around.
Buy me buckets of food.
What is it? The movementarians in The Simpsons.
I don't know.
Yeah, the UFO cult.
Right.
And they're going to join them, and Reverend Lovejoy's preaching to literally like Ned Flanders and Marge. Everyone else has joined the movementarians, and I'm sure Reverend Lovejoy says something like, "This new weird religion and far out and wrong religion is just nothing but a weird pack of rituals designed to take the money of fools. Now let us say the Lord's Prayer 50 times while passing the collection plate." And I think that sums that up, quite nicely.
I think we have to recognise the human failures,
but
would you say, and we have to produce a system where instead of promoting greed, instead of promoting the bad things in society, we create a system where we promote the good things.
But could we also
sharing,
agree,
helping others?
That's a lovely idea, but could we also agree though there's nothing wrong in the current system with an individual, let's say
it's a system that
trying
corrupts
to
the individual.
make something for themselves and
we can do that. You can do that in another system, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with me trying to create a product that I can sell for money to create wealth.
You mean a sinister cult that's going around in mass suicide while you cream off the profits for years?
You are adding the sinister bit. You haven't even read the book yet, you judgmental bastard. You're the exact type of person who should read my fucking manifesto.
As a crypto-Marxist, I have to disagree. I say that the
Fuck you, respect me, respect my money.
The accumulation of wealth is...
You want to be in this cult?
It's a disease.
Yeah, but you're enjoying your joint and your drink. You need money for that.
Yeah, but we can create a system where we don't need to...
Oh, fucking good luck.
Where free hemp is grown on Kensal land and given out to all the dole heads on a Wednesday morning.
Oh, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
No, they're not going to produce jack shit. They're not going to contribute to society.
If you told a bunch of stoners that you could have free weed if they grew the plants...
I watched a video...
They'd be there.
There'd be none left for us.
Yeah, but they'd produce... The crop would be exponentially bigger than... what their percentage of it was. You give them like 20% and 80% just for them, which might be like 5 guys, and put 80% back to the community.
Nice idea, but look how we got in this mess in the first place. The corruption of the human spirit, as you said, Mike. The system won't fucking work.
Communism doesn't work. I mean, you know,
exactly.
It started off great.
Yeah.
But then you end up with... It got corrupted because of the human spirit.
Humans.
But it's not.
It's alright. Our robotic avatars will work out the best way to do it.
When we give up our minds and soul to the AI,
our machine overlords,
he'll sort it out for us.
Yeah.
I watched a video, a 1940s propaganda film, America. It was called Hemp for Victory.
Nice.
And it was telling you how to grow cannabis.
Yeah. Fantastic.
And then harvest it, and it showed you videos of fields of cannabis.
Oh,
they loved it back then. That's before they needed to demonise.
Obviously, they grow a bit differently for hemp because they don't.
Yeah, it's not quite the same. It's not the mother thing, is it? But that's before. Yeah, they needed to demonise our Mexican friends. Yeah. But yeah, so I think what we all agreed on, the banking system's a bit shit, but I think we're kind of stuck with it. I know you might disagree, Mike.
I think it's the tall whites.
Okay.
So I'm going with.
Well, I'm tall and white, so
It's the aliens. It's the Nordics. I think they're behind it all. They met Eisenhower. They're never controlling the government. Trump's an alien stooge.
Something. So I think in summary we're fucked. Yes.
In all seriousness, though, I love the alien thing. That's great. I'm going with that for the purposes of the episode. But the system's fucked. But barring anything short of a very bloody revolution, I can't see anything changing it.
Or a miracle, Jesus turning up. But
All they have to do is get the levers of power.
Yeah, but they rigged the democracy.
Like that.
But they rigged the democracy now, so you can't win.
But it's so much easier just to protect my little bubble.
Yeah, but Corbyn might get in.
Fuck it,
Might be
he's
the
not
start
going
of
to.
something.
Yeah, but they'll just rig it so he doesn't.
Well, that's when we have to take up and not arms, but
nothing's ever going to change. Humanity's fucked.
Yeah. You've come a long way from the Northern Night warrior that you were descended from. No, let's not take up arms.
Shall we end on a happy note?
I'm more left than Gandhi for fuck's sake.
And you have an interdimensional penis.
And I wear a nappy.
Play us a funny video.
Yeah, man. We'll do a bit of Never Go Full Alex, shall we?
Never Go Full Alex.
We'll play a round of Never Go Full Alex.
Were you trying to get crazy with this, eh? Don't you know I'm loco?
Okay, the first one is from Sundar Selvaraj. Okay. Apparently, he went to heaven and was told that Trump would be president.
Wow.
So we're trying to decide, is he more mental than Alex Jones?
Yeah.
So here comes Mr. Selvaraj.
Of the United States, I actually believe, and some believe, that God chose this man.
Absolutely.
Oh.
I was going to say, why did God choose him? I asked you first, do you think God chose Donald Trump to become our president of our United States?
You know, in the year 2016, in the month of August,
yeah,
I was at a conference in Lancaster, California. And I wasn't thinking or praying about the elections. So, because I was not focused on that. But one evening, another man of God was speaking, and I was just sitting in the meeting, and I was just praying. When suddenly I felt in my spirit, I heard a voice say, "Come up." When I heard the word "come up," my spirit was caught up to heaven, and I appeared at the council of the prophets, and Abraham was seated there, being the chairman of the council. And when I stood on the right side of Abraham, and as soon as I came there and I looked at Abraham, just a little later, I saw the spirit of Donald Trump appear there. And Abraham looked at me and he said, "It has been decided in heaven that Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States of America."
Oh.
Alright, cut that shit. I've heard enough. Right, well, shall I start?
No, we need to hear Alex first.
What do you want to do? I don't know if you want to comment on it or...
No, let's play Alex.
Come on. Alright,
Go on.
just let me say one thing.
Okay.
Right? Do you know why he's saying that? Because he's brown. Right? And if he don't get on Trump's side, right? He's an Indian man, he's a brown person, and if he don't get on Trump's side, he's getting fucking deported tomorrow. That's why he's saying that
shit. He's not Mexican though, he's fine.
Doesn't matter. No, doesn't matter.
No.
Alright, okay, let's see if he goes... He says
Let's
he's
see if
more
Alex
full,
is
Alex.
crazier than the last one.
Alex Jones claims Morning Joe hosts, which are like breakfast hosts in America, are demons and does an impression.
Okay.
That's what the title of the video is.
You've just got to be one of these people to be in the power structure. Well, guess what? We don't want a power structure. We want the country to be strong and the planet to be strong, and you parasites will be removed. They're both like horrible foot-long tapeworms, man. I'm telling you. Tapeworms that we've vomited out and crapped out, and they're just trying to force-feed themselves back into our lives. They're like gonorrhea or syphilis. I mean, they are just... They're like HIV. They're like cancer. They are just... you have to understand, folks, they literally want to destroy you. Okay?
Literally.
God, they're evil. I mean, do you realize how evil these people are? How committed? I know folks know behind the scenes, man. She is so rude. And so I've talked to 4 different people that have been guests on the show. And they tell me, rock stars, you name it, that behind the scenes, she treats her employees like, they're just like, she just tells the people, this coffee didn't have what I wanted. I'll have you fired, you moron, idiot. And then Scarborough shakes at her. She goes, get over there. Yes, ma'am. I mean, you know what? I think I'm going to make contact with some of those folks and get the full dope on you guys. I know people that have been at dinner parties with them, and it's the same. She is just so evil and so into herself, like her evil father, that she just sits there and just goes, I mean, she just, that's the spirit. They're like from upside down world, folks. You understand? They've broken into this dimension. They want to destroy us.
Wow. Okay.
Well, you know what? I think Alex has won that one.
I think I'm going with Alex this week.
Was an amazing rant. Wow.
I don't know who she is. Is she supposed to be someone famous? He said from her family, her father. I mean,
yeah, she hosts like the equivalent to BBC Breakfast News in America.
Right.
So she's like a celebrity news presenter. And I guess her father's famous. I don't know who her father is.
Well, I think Alex takes that one hands down.
Yeah.
What about the other guy that said he went
He
up
was
to heaven?
he was just covering
bullshit. Alex is having a fucking breakdown.
She's at dinner parties doing that, remember? And no one's commenting.
Pass the bit sauce.
And no one's like, oh, she's a bit demonic, isn't she? You know, but brown chap, Indian guy's just covering his own ass when the immigration patrol comes round.
No, he's just bullshitting to try and, I don't know, he's just full of shit, really. And when I come there, so anyway, yeah, Alex wins that one. Right, are we,
Alex has won that.
Are we, about done, boys, you think? Does that
I'm
sum
out,
up banking part
you
two?
haven't said what you think is it the Rothschilds, is it the Rockefellers, is it aliens, is it human greed?
I'm not even going to claim to even begin to comprehend. I get it, but I don't really. It's just people making money. I don't think we'll ever change it. It's all set up for them. And they'll disappear into their underground bunkers as the apocalypse comes, and we'll be left to fucking scrat around in the dirt searching for, you know, some kind of humanity.
In a Mad Max style post-apocalyptic world,
Yeah.
we're all roving road warriors.
We will be
Until
recording
then,
through the apocalypse.
We will
yes,
record.
we will be.
And
Until then, I'm happy going to the bank machine on payday and getting that filthy money with a picture. Because I'm an ant, serving a task for an ant above me, and I go and get my paper with a picture of another ant on it, and I give it to ants in exchange for goods and services. I'm happy with that for now. I like it. It makes me feel good. I like to look down on the people who have less than me, and up at the people who have more than me. Is in sort of aspirational way. Hey man, I'm just being realistic. Don't accuse me of shallow. I'm a spiritualist. I'm a guru.
Self-appointed guru. What guru
Oh,
schools
no,
have you been
gurus
to?
self-fucking-pointed.
Some of them have been to some kind of spiritual school.
I went to University of Aberystwyth in Wales.
That's not the same. It's a shit-old town in Wales with a passable university like Bangor.
Fuck! You! I was the first in my family to go to university.
First to drop out as well.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry.
It counts. I learned a lot of spiritualism there. It was next to an
You
ocean.
learn how to drink beer and get a blowjob.
Hey, it's a very spiritual place. You can look out to one side and see the ocean. Look behind you and see fucking heroin addicts. It's a very...
I don't care what your halls of residence are like, right?
It builds character. So, fucking let's wrap this fucker up.
So, bank conspiracy, bad. Bankers, bad. They want your money. They're screwing you over.
Yeah.
It's the system. Can we change it? Probably not, unless we have a revolution.
Peaceful revolution.
For that, email Mike for details.
Yeah.
If you're interested in a spiritual revolution, however, you can go to www. Sorry, I won't do it.
No, you can do it, go on.
Lulu.com/spotlight/mindfuck.
What I will say is go to Zeitgeist, There's the Venus Project. There's a
Don't mistype the penis project.
Definitely not.
Where some Croatian artist takes photos of 1 million different penises against the black and white background.
Actually,
how many of them did you get through, buddy?
On an unrelated subject, I'd quite like to make a plaster mould of my erect penis.
Wow, that's a whole other episode. And what are you going to do with said plaster phallus?
Sell it as a dildo.
To who?
Women? Men, I don't care.
What? Try before you buy sort of thing?
No.
See if you like this.
It's like a crack pipe in shape and addictiveness.
What do you think's so unique about your cock that you're going to get money for the plaster cast?
Hey, everyone's trying something. That's capitalism, my friend.
Hey, you shut me down when I talked about my capitalistic ventures.
Yeah, I was saying sexual pleasure and you're saying spiritual healing. I know which one people are going to preserve.
I know which one makes more
Prefer.
money. Right, so, let's wrap it up again. Banking bad.
Banking bad, system bad, revolution good, maybe, allegedly.
Yeah, don't fucking email me, Mr. Government, unless it's to inquire about my...
So, I've been Ben. I'm going to say, don't drink the Flavour Aid, don't join a cult.
Bastard. I'll say, I've been Gaz, free Biff Tannen, join my cult.
I've been Mike, peace out. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening, and do leave us some kind of feedback or review, but don't send me a message asking me to post an African pastor's sermon on the apocalypse.
That's
Thank you for listening. Good night.
Like the Facebook page. Bye.